to lies. We stand for truth, faith, and family. This is Break the Machine! In a world of noise and endless spin, two voices rise to call truth in. From the heartland's fire to the soldier's creed, they talk faith and freedom, not corporate greed. Break the machine, stand tall and free. For the flag, the faith, and the family tree. Big red one and the daywalker call. Truth ain't dead, it's breaking through the wall. For every man and woman who ever wore the patch, for every heart that still believes, we don't just talk about freedom, we live it! Break the machine, let the truth ignite. Raise your voice, it's time to fight the fight. Big red one and daywalker's light, shining faith and freedom through the night. This is Break the Machine, where patriots speak loud and truth never dies.
Good evening, America. Welcome back to another episode of Break the Machine podcast and Rants on a Friday night. Absolutely appreciate those of you who are standing by. We have 8 Patriots hanging out already, just waiting for us to get on, and it's a great thing. Fridays are good days because it's the end of just a shitty week sometimes. Not for me, though. I had a pretty decent week, but um, there were some things that were probably annoying a lot of us this week, and especially those of us that have a social media presence. They're just things that are just a pain in the ass, and sometimes people can be a pain in the ass. With that said, tonight we have Gratefully Awake with Tori. You guys have all seen her in the chat. She drops in and says hello, but tonight she's hanging with us, and she's gonna have to put up with Red Day and I for the next hour to 2 hours and whatnot. So it should be a pretty fun night. I'll let her tell her story. But just so you guys know, she's the granddaughter of a Cuban exile, and Cuba issues in Cuba are a big thing for her. And she's constantly, if you've been following her, she brings stuff up all the time. So we'll probably get into some of that tonight. Obviously, we'll get into what's in the news and whatnot. But I just want to let me just give some quick shout outs. Star Spangled Kyle, absolutely great to see you. I know we will see Patriot Daywalker. We all know who that is. Star Spangled Kyle Red Day. Have you noticed he's becoming a ride or die with us now, man? He's been in like the last couple of shows. He's hanging with us.
Oh, cool.
He's actually going to be on the
Awesome.
show with us on the 24th, fam.
That's like a week from Monday.
Oh, The girl dad is in the house too. The girl dad official was hanging with me on Saturday on the Salty Dog Show. We did do an episode of Break the Machine a couple of weeks ago and whatnot. It's good to see you, brother. He's actually a pretty funny guy. Both these guys, make sure you're following them on Instagram and on the rest of their socials and whatnot. They're two stand-up dudes, and they're always just doing their things. Red Day, how was your week this week, brother?
It sucked, but I'm here, and I went on and treated myself to my favorite wine.
Nice,
Got this Cabernet from
nice.
California.
Okay.
Decided to just break it out. Tori, I knew Tori was going to be here, and I know how much she likes to watch me drink wine. So here.
Yeah, I'm still on tequila. I'm probably done with the tequila after today because actually I'm on the last bit of tequila I have left. I got to figure out what I'm gonna drink starting next week because it's a progression. It goes on for quite some time. I kind of space it out so that I'm not getting hammered on the same shit all the time. But I've been on tequila for a couple of weeks now, so it's time for me to get off of it and move on. I did vodka before that, so I don't know. Maybe rum.
Maybe.
Just bring it back. Nina, what is going on, Rogue Nina? Rogue Nina's our ride or die. She's been with us for like the start of all of this since this journey that Scott and I have started together. Um, it's been one hell of a ride, brother, and it's winding down for the year and whatnot. But we're still gonna be. Well, we will be back next year for sure. Now, Tori, how have you been? Let everybody know who you are, and then we'll just get into it because I know you got an opinion on things too.
Yeah, that's pretty much true. So I'm a mom of two. I have two boys, 2 and 4. The oldest is on the spectrum, so I kind of have my hands full. Um, but my family on my mom's side is Cuban and Puerto Rican, and I have some Puerto Rican on my dad's side too. Um, but my grandfather was actually born in Cuba, and he and his two sisters were exiled. They actually came over here over Pedro Pan. I don't know if you guys have, and for those of you who don't really know what it is, it's when the U.S. government helped to get all these kids from Cuba over to safety. There were a lot of concerns on the island just with the indoctrination and the communist takeover, and Fidel Castro just basically taking the island and just crushing it and turning it into this place. There's just a lot I could say on that. There's a lot of things that we aren't really told about it here on the mainland. Um,
Well, I hope you have enough of that to give to the people today, because one of the things we absolutely like to make sure people understand is the effects of communism. Okay, we all hate communism on this show,
oh
and
yeah,
socialism, communism is just one side of the socialist coin. Fascism is on the other one. They kind of both do the same things, except one does things a little bit differently. So I hope you have some stories to tell about your family because these are important stories that need to continue to be, told.
absolutely, and I'm absolutely with you there. It's very hard to talk about some of these things because as a kid I grew up hearing all the stories. Just how one day my grandpa and his family, they were living life. The economy was booming. They had so many freedoms. It was just like it was here. Lots of people from places like Spain and France and even Portugal would go and gamble and shop and just see all the
Hmm.
things that Cuba had to offer. Now Batista wasn't really a great guy, but he wasn't the dictator people were saying that he was.
Right.
Like, I want to say he was just one of those. He was just another
He was
guy that,
corrupt. He was
yeah,
corrupt, but he was definitely no Castro.
exactly. And people didn't realize that until Castro basically forced his way in and just changed everything as people knew it. And it started small. It started with the schools. It started with like the small, like local scale, like organizations, and in the like with doctors, dentists, like hospitals. It started very small, and then it just kind of exploded one day. And I think when New Year's, I believe it was 1959, um, Batista basically flew the coop. He packed up his family, he took everything that they could carry, and just left the island for Castro to come in with his forces and it was just kind of like an overnight thing, and
Right.
people didn't realize just
It,
how big it was going to actually be.
you know what? You know, believe it or not, what movie actually shows it? Like, what happened from like just like from 1 minute to the next. The Godfather of all movies.
Hmm.
Okay, in that movie,
Great movie.
there's a scene where they're in Cuba. Okay, and they're showing the casinos and essentially life in Cuba and what was about to happen because of the so-called revolution. It was a Red Revolution, uh,
Mhm.
and then it was like night and day. So like from one day to the next, it just everything got shut down.
That's basically how it was. And it was just a lot of families just didn't realize the impact it would have. And like I said before, it started with the schools because that's where, like, there's no easier place to start indoctrinating than on kids that are not old enough
Right.
to really know what's going on. And to this day, it's still happening. That's why the islanders that are still there are kind of like, I don't know how the saying goes. My mom has a phrase for it in Spanish, but I can't think of it. But it's like they're basically locked in their own, they're like locked in the prison that is their own minds that's basically being fed to them by the people supporting, like Castro sympathizers.
Right.
Like they keep these people
Sounds familiar.
basically in, like in a,
Sounds very familiar.
prison, so they don't know, they're voting and supporting the things that are basically keeping them hungry, that are keeping them poor, that are keeping them without
Mhm.
adequate, like, medicine, like access to food, housing, healthcare.
Hmm. Yeah, it does sound very familiar, huh, Scott? With people being locked in their own
Yeah.
in their own heads with propaganda.
Well,
Mhm.
you know what? I don't know if there's a minute to tell a quick story. Because I was thinking a lot about ever since like Mondami like won in New York City, which I'm sure we're gonna get your opinion on, Tori. Um, but when I was in college, I was going to college just outside of Boston, and we would go to the aquarium because I was biology major and we were in all these clubs and things like that. So that was like a common trip that we would do like every year. And we knew people that volunteered there, so we would get to go behind the scenes. Um, we get to go look at the tanks from like the backside, and we'd actually, they give us a little back of the behind the scenes tour. Um, and when I was a kid, I used to wonder, like you go there and you see the divers that would go in and they would, be doing whatever cleaning or feeding. And, we'd always wonder, like, you'd see the sharks in the tank with them and you're like, how come the sharks don't attack them? And we were told, because they're kept well fed. They don't attack because they don't need to. They don't have uh that hunter mentality anymore because they're so like just spoon fed food on a literally a daily basis. They don't have to want for nothing. And I don't know why that memory popped in my head today as I was, or not today, just this past week while I was like walking, and I was just thinking, isn't that the truth? Isn't that just basically what how most of the country is kind of kept in check? We talk about people that are just on these programs and they're just spoon fed benefits and they're spoon fed literally food, you know, and it's all for political power, but more than anything else, it's simply just to keep people docile. If
Exactly.
it's and it just it just thinking it just applies to so many things that are actually going on in not just our country, just seems like all over the place, but especially
It's
country that have all these entitlement programs. Just keep and these keep people just keep voting for the same shit.
it's the Pavlov's theory, man. Right? Like they're
Yeah.
just it's Pavlov is what it is, okay? And it's being done in real time, okay, to
Hmm.
humans, and they're being force fed just like you said with the EBT, they're being force fed
Hmm.
food. We could. It's all about control. We've talked about it at length about the totalitarianism of socialism, right? Everything socialism sounds great, okay, on in theory and on paper. It all leads to totalitarianism because that's who they are. All right, it's all about control. It always has been about control, and they people just can't get it. But what you were saying, Scott, is like very, very true, man. It is an issue that is a generational thing now, right? Because like we've talked about it, man. It's like
Hmm.
in one family you could literally see and nowadays because people were having babies at young ages in the 70s and 80s and whatnot, literally a great grandmother, grandmother, mother, and the freaking daughter all on welfare, four generations in like one house on welfare, all. And what do they all do? They keep men out of the house. There's no men working in the house and stuff like that because of the rules
Yep.
and stuff. You can't bring anybody in who can do anything, who's going to be productive, because you get your benefits taken away from you and stuff. A lot of that stuff was fixed, man. Okay, we had fixed a lot of that. They took. Say what you want about Bill Clinton. We know who he is. Okay, he got taken to the freaking desk, kicking and screaming with welfare reform. All right. But he signed it into law. All right. And a lot of things changed for the better. And people were literally coming out of this fog, okay, of government control with just everything, everything from school to, we'll pay for your college, we'll pay for your sex changes. All that stuff was actually happening back then too. We only hear about it now, but it was happening back in the 80s and whatnot too. They were fucking paying for hormones and all that shit as well back then. All right. And we were in a good place. We were getting a big place. And who comes along? Obama. What does he do? He gets rid of all the work requirements. He gets rid of all the stuff because in the end, it's all about control. It's all about what you were saying, Scott. Just feeding a little bit, just spoon feed, right? Like it's not even like a
Yeah.
big
The
meal. It's
easier you
just a
make it.
spoon. Yeah, it's just spoon fed. Like you said, it's like just enough for them to be like, okay, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, right? But it's not enough to really
Mhm.
make you say, wait a minute, this isn't enough. Okay. Um, I really got it's not, I really got to do something about this and get on my own and do shit. But it's fucking
Mhm.
terrible. Government control, man. Scoob, what's going on? General Mills, I saw you, brother. Yeah, fucking crazy. And again, unfortunately, there is a population in Cuba, okay, that is stuck in
Oh
that
yeah.
mentality, like you said.
Mhm.
Now, I can't think of the name of him, but I posted about it a little while ago. There was a kid that was basically taken to Miami to
Oh,
live with a family member.
uh,
Elian Gonzalez.
Alien
Yes,
Gonzalez, yeah.
that's right, Gonzalez. And he,
Can't
like,
remember where I put my keys this morning, but I remember that.
but they basically his dad, I think it was his dad, he contacted authorities in Cuba and he fought to get
Mhm.
his son back.
Right.
And his family in Miami wanted to keep him there because they knew how bad things
Mhm.
were in Cuba. But
Yep.
ultimately, he ended up going back, and to this day, he's a sympathizer with the communist regime, and it's horrible to
Yep.
see what happened to him after he was taken back home.
Yeah.
He has a family now. He has kids. He has a
When was
wife.
that? Was that the 80s or the
That
90s?
was in the
I think
1990s. Clinton
it
was
was the
president,
90s.
and Clinton authorized ICE. Well, it was called
INS.
INS at the time, okay, to go in and get him.
So
Don't you remember? It's a famous picture of them, storming into a room with a rifle,
wasn't it
and
the
I
he's
gun
remember that.
like they're in a closet?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. It's a
Hmm.
famous picture,
We
man.
could forget that. Well,
Yeah,
people born after 2000 might not know about that.
yeah, absolutely. That was Bill Clinton, okay, force of the
Mm.
government, all right. But again, these are Marxist ideological people conforming with other ideological governments across the world who are Marxist in nature as well. Well, at this point,
Mhm.
again, Cuba had become into a totalitarian state way before that, right?
Yeah.
It's communism. Everywhere you go with communism, it turns into totalitarianism. All you have to do is look nowadays. All you have to do is look at North Korea, and look at Venezuela. All right, it all comes back to, in the end, it all morphs into totalitarianism. They take control of the economies. They take control of the news. They obviously take control of all the schooling and stuff. And that one of the things that Castro did is he got rid of all the educators and stuff like that. Okay, all right. It wasn't just like you would get murked, okay, if you were a professor
Hmm.
or a teacher or something like that, if you were a doctor and everything. If you were educated back then and you were living a decent life because of your education, all right, at the time you were providing to the people, they wanted complete control of that. And if you didn't conform, to what it was that Castro wanted you to do, you were put into a, if you weren't executed, you would definitely put into jail for the rest of your life.
I have stories that I can share about my family members that actually, when they were going to school, they would speak up about it. So my grandpa wasn't really as outspoken, but my aunt, my great aunt, who's his second youngest sister, there was three of them all together. She told me stories growing up about how she would actually openly disagree with the teachers in school. And she often got, like, her parents would, like, my great grandparents would get phone calls because they'd be like, why is she coming to school and saying these things? She's retaliating against the teacher, she's picking fights with the teacher. And she got suspended several times because of it. And one of the reasons that my great grandparents actually decided to send them away over to Miami is because
Mhm.
they knew that she was going to get in trouble with the
Right.
school.
Well, it was going to be worse than that. The school, because the school's part of the government. Okay, they were going to reach out to their their local commissar, all right, and say, hey, this person is going to be a problem. We need to take care of it. And then your aunt would have got picked up at a young age. Okay, it didn't make a difference if you were a child or not, all right, or a teenager. They would have picked you up and disappeared you one way in one form or another, whether it was, like I said, executing or what do you call it? You know what drives me crazy when I see these kids with Che Guevara shirts on?
Me
Okay,
too. And
it drives me
I went to a
fucking
liberal arts
nuts.
college, and I can't tell you the number of times I've seen it on these kids' backpacks, and I'm just like, do you know who you're supporting? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was a killer. He was as
yeah,
bad as Hitler.
he was the assassin. Okay, for Castro, and he murked a lot of people. All right, so
LGBTQ, disabled,
A
minorities
lot of
like
that.
blacks,
a lot of that.
elderly,
Hmm.
you name it.
Oh yeah, well the elderly
But he
couldn't
was a.
produce, so they would murk him. Go ahead. What were you gonna say, Scott? He was what?
I don't know what they teach. I don't know what they teach them in these schools because that's where they're getting most of their bad information from. They're like college professors.
That he was a
But
revolutionary. That's what they tell these kids.
yeah,
I had to stand up to a few of my professors in college because of it. It was bad.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
And I graduated with a social work
I
degree.
was.
You wouldn't expect somebody like me in that profession at the time to speak up about that.
I'm very lucky that I went to college before the colleges really went south
Mm,
because I mean I went to a liberal arts college and yet I don't back in the early 90s I didn't experience any of that. Like I never had any teachers going off script. I went to physics, I learned physics. I went to, literature, I learned about books. That was it. They never like added
That
any
sounds like a
color
dream to
commentary
me.
to. Yeah,
yeah.
it was literally just there was no color commentary to anything. I don't understand. And it was in Massachusetts, which was pretty much, I mean, look at it now, it's like liberal central. I didn't
Very
even know where I
blue.
Yeah.
was
They're
back
very
then.
blue.
Oh
Can't
yeah.
imagine
It's
if I had a kid that was going to college now, I would say no Massachusetts. Please, for the
yeah.
love of God.
Have to send them to Hillsdale College or something like that,
Something.
in
I'd be
order
like,
for
here,
them to
try
get
to stay in
a proper
Florida, please, or
education.
maybe
Yeah.
someplace in Texas or the South. Maybe you
Yeah,
have a
but even
chance.
but even in our states, man, in red states, the schools, this
Oh
Marxism
yeah,
has
Florida has
infiltrated
bad
absolutely
ones.
everything. Yeah. Even
UCF
though
is horrible here in Florida.
I can only imagine. All right. I hear
Right
shit
in
about
Orlando.
Clemson all the time and everything, and it's just they infiltrated everywhere and they played the
Yeah,
long game. We've talked about it. They played the long game.
did
They
we?
infiltrated absolutely every institution in America, okay, including our churches and whatnot, and have absolutely just because what are the three things that they want to destroy, right? Biggest thing is religion. They have to destroy religion because they're all
Hmm.
atheists, all right?
Hmm.
And then education, they have to control that and destroy whatever, modern education is, and they have to have the rights to that. And the nuclear family, and they've managed to do all of that. All right. And we, as a nation, we
Hmm.
kind of just sat by and let that happen. We didn't listen to McCarthy when he was trying to explain it all to us back then that these people have infiltrated everything
Hmm.
and these are the people that have done it. We need to take care of this now. And
Yeah.
we didn't do that and stuff like that. So it's just wild. But I'm going to get this ad read out of the way really quick, fam. All right, that way we
Okay.
can just move on, get it done early in the show, and I'll be up to actually, you know what? They didn't accept the one from Monday, bro, that I did. I think because I think I was a little bit too colorful
Because you were saying
for
something about was it about the thing like you were supposed to have a link? They didn't provide a link. Oh well,
yeah, it was a picture. It was a picture.
something
I
like
was like,
that.
yeah, and then and take a look, and I was like, well, no picture. Way to go, guys. I was like, so they didn't give
Yeah,
me credit for it. All right, fam, I'm gonna take care of
got
this
two
ad
flip.
read really quick, and we will get back to talking about communism. Good Lord. You've probably noticed Rumble is growing fast and it's not slowing down. They're building a real alternative to big tech that puts creators first and actually protects free speech. And now there's Rumble Premium, an easy way to upgrade your experience. With Premium, you get ad free viewing across the platform, no pre rolls, no interruptions, just the content you came for. Plus, Premium members unlock exclusive content like bonus videos, behind the scenes drops, and more from your favorite creators. Right now, Rumble is offering $10 off an annual subscription. Just go to rumble.com/premium and use the promo code studio at checkout. That's rumble.com premium. Okay, promo code studio. No ads, more freedom and content you actually care about. That's the deal. Okay, let's get everyone back. All right, fam, we are back. So, get into some of these stories, Tori. We want that people need to hear these because these are stories that unfortunately get lost because they're maintained in families. Okay, and then as it goes on, like nobody's telling them anymore. And there's a great opportunity to talk about your family and talk about some of the things that they talked about and the things that you've learned. Okay, because of their discussions with you, and you went on to obviously investigate yourself because you're good at that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be honest and say that a lot of this my grandfather didn't actually share with me because it brings him bad. Like he's a man of few
PTSD.
words. He doesn't really like to talk about it. So his sisters, did all the talking for him. But the way it was back then, I mean, like they were born into like an upper middle class like family.
Mm-hmm.
So growing up, like they had everything. Like they had two houses, they had a beach house, they went to the beach like every other weekend. um like they went to a good school. They just had money to do the things that people take for granted now in Cuba. um so like one of the things that really stands out of all the stories I grew up with um was just how like quickly everything just kind of changed overnight, in terms of like if you wanted to speak out against Castro, you were basically seen as the enemy. So there were a lot of families, and I'm talking like right before like Batista like flew the coop, there were people that would like meet in secret and kind of like they knew something was coming. A lot of these people knew that something was coming. That's why families were able to get the kids out right away. My grandpa and his sisters were actually some of the last to like leave. Um, there was an organization, and I can't think of the name of it, but the neighbors that were living next door to my great grandparents, they were very like outspoken against like the communism and all of that. And right before they had to leave, they were coming home from school. There was like a 12 or 13-year-old girl that was living there. She was an only child, no siblings. It was just her and her parents. And she came home from school, and her parents were dead. Like they there was no knowledge of a break-in or anything. But they were very outspoken. And after Batista flew the coop, they who nobody really knows what went down, but from what my great grandma used to tell my family, they knew things that they shouldn't have. They were seen as a threat by Castro's like military, and they think that that's why they were. I don't like to say the word offed. They were offed. And that's just the beginning. I mean, this started happening even after they stopped letting flights out from Cuba to the United States.
Right.
And like they tell generations today that that didn't happen. There's no way that Fidel Castro would ever do that. Like they were for the people, they wanted to free Cuba. I don't know why they insist on that. Like anytime I talk to people today that
'Cause they don't
sympathize with
know.
that, like they think Castro was a liberator, and I'm like,
It,
how?
it's
Like they
because it's because on the island, okay, that history is gone. Okay. Everybody who experienced that horror, okay, and had to flee the country and witness their neighbors and witness their family members, okay, getting murked, all right, for speaking out or disappearing, getting hauled off to one of the many, okay, gulags that they had, okay, and stuff like that. All right. All those stories are gone, right? They either died with the people in jail cells or were murdered, or people who watched it and physically saw it are no longer in the country, right? So like, you could go to Florida and the Cubans are all over the place, right? I mean, I know they're huge in Florida, but they're actually in California too. There's a population. I was talking to someone about that there is because I found Cuban food in in LA of all places, but there is a small population there. And they went to other places, obviously in the Northeast, in New
mm-hmm.
Jersey, like places like Elizabeth, New Jersey. There were tons of
Yeah.
Cubans there. Okay, in New York City as well. But in New Jersey, Northern Jersey, ton of Cubans that were there and stuff like that. So the migration, okay, from the island, not only into Florida, they moved just like Puerto Ricans were all over the place. Okay, Cubans did the same thing, but those stories are gone. All right, and unless you're listening to those stories from someone who escaped that and witnessed it or had family members that went through it and they're now here in the States on the island, they don't know that. That's has all been suppressed. That history doesn't exist on the
Mhm.
island.
On
Do you guys
Wikipedia, you can
remember
write
when
whatever you want.
COVID?
Yes,
But
true.
do you guys
Wikipedia, you could.
remember when COVID was going on and like people were snitching on their neighbors for having
Yes.
gatherings and holidays and
Yeah.
birthdays?
You were
So
being
that
told.
was
You were being told by governors of blue states to snitch on your
Mhm.
freaking people. They had hotlines for you to call.
so after Batista basically left Cuba to fend for themselves, people were kind of experiencing that in a way. Castro's military started enforcing curfews. So if they saw the lights on after a certain time, they would come knocking on the door. Most times they would knock and then let themselves forcefully go in. And they would be like, what's going on here? And my aunt had a friend and they had like a quinceañera, like it was like a coming of age birthday
Hmm.
celebration. And they had the lights on, like
It's
they
not
had
just a
streamers, they
Mexican
had
thing, fam.
decorations.
We all do quinceañeras. It's not just a Mexican thing.
Yeah.
Gypsy Muse, thanks for joining us. But go ahead.
But yeah, like they came and the one guy, like they had guns on them. They came in and they showed off their guns and they were going around like the house just kind of like checking for things. I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure her mom had some jewelry taken. Like the one guy was like, "You know what?
I'm
Like
sure.
we're going to let you off, but we're going to take this." And
Hmm.
then they joked between themselves and were like, "Oh yeah, my wife's gonna really like this." And she took a necklace that was worth like, I want to say like probably $1,000 today. And when my aunt told me that, I was like, wow, that really reminds me of something that could have been here if we had let it escalate during COVID, with all the like snitchings and the
Yeah, they were doing it. It was being done. Okay. I remember in New York. I was in New York at the time still. Okay. And I know in places like Minnesota, Tim Walsh set up a line. He set up
yeah,
a tattletale line. Okay. All right.
who
And
could
I
forget?
believe Governor Whitmer did it in Michigan and stuff like that. The fat bastard in Illinois, I think he did it too, as well. So,
And in
these
Canada,
were,
this was going on.
oh, in Canada, it was like rampant. It was really bad in Canada. If you watched any reels coming from Canada and stuff like that, yeah, there were, and not just that, in Australia, okay, they were locking people up, and they were literally taking people from their homes in Australia, and whatnot. Okay, so but in our hemisphere, we had governors that were doing it. They set up the states, set up, okay, these hotlines for you to call and tell on your friends if they were doing if they were socializing. All right, if you were coming, that is right out of the Marxist playbook.
And that was going on in Cuba too. If a neighbor that sympathized with the military and Castro saw something that they felt that could be tipped off, they would do it. They would do it. The only people that weren't doing things like that were those that opposed the regime.
Right. And they had to do everything in silence, essentially, and
Oh
in the
yeah.
quiet and in the dark of the night and stuff like that, and behind closed doors, because if they got caught, it was a wrap.
And a lot of the times these military, they had no shame. They would just take whatever, they would use any excuse to come into your
It's
home and
power.
take, take,
It's
take, take,
power.
take. And anytime a
It's all
You
about
get
the
family
away
power.
with it.
left, anytime
It's
a
about the
family left Cuba, they would take control of the house, whatever was
yep,
left, and they would board it up, and that was their
Mhm.
property.
yep.
That was theirs.
And this was that's if you didn't get your property taken from you prior to.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. Because yeah, Star Spangled Kyle says, thank God for the Florida Cubans. Because of them, Florida is a red state. 100%.
Exactly. My
They're a
family will
big
attest to that.
Big
That's
time.
where they are
th-
right now.
they're a big
Yep.
part, okay, especially a big part of southern
Hmm.
Florida, okay,
Miami, even the
of the
Keys.
moves. Yeah. And they will fight tooth and nail to continue having a free state. All right. And, it's why we love them on our side, because they understand, and their family, even the next generations understand, because they know the stories. And it goes back to what I was saying. These stories are not going to be told unless
Hmm.
like people continue to tell the stories, or write a book for a family member who might be gone, but all the stories, right? You have the letters that they wrote, because there is documentation, okay, of people writing stuff who were able to get documents out of the country and whatnot. General Mills says that happened in Canada. I can't. He's like 100,000% when you were talking about the calling on people and stuff like that. He's from Canada, General Mills. So yeah, I'm
A
grateful
lot of
for
a
the
lot of
Cubans.
Spanish people are trending red. I mean,
Yeah,
they thought when people fled Puerto Rico after the big hurricane, they thought that was going to turn Florida blue. Nope, turned it
not
more
even
red.
close. Not even
You know,
close.
and
Okay, not even remotely close.
they thought all the Mexicans in Texas, they were blue for a long time,
Yeah.
but now that the second, third, and fourth generation that have actually been here, now Texas is trending more red
Yep.
because of them and the people
Yep.
that are moving to Texas too, of course.
Yeah. It's well, you saw, like, right after the election, we put up a map. I probably still have that
Mhm.
map somewhere if I can find it. All right,
I don't look at
of
it. We don't want to see
what
that
it
map.
looked like, huh?
We don't want to see we don't want to see the election map again.
No, but of the redness, how everything got redder.
Oh yeah, that's good. We
Yeah,
can show that.
that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna go too off topic, but going off of like what happened with like the
Please do.
hurricane and Puerto Rico, um, a lot
Hmm.
of people actually knew that their local government had failed them.
Yeah.
CNN and Telemundo were not gonna tell you this, but after
Hmm.
that happened, and my family can attest because I was raised there. So when my aunt was visiting when the hurricane happened, so she was with us for like almost 2 months because they weren't doing flights. Like they stopped flights for a little bit.
Yeah.
And when my grandpa was down there, he actually got to see Trump. Didn't get to like shake his hand or like talk to him or
Right.
anything, but when Trump went
Hmm.
to Guaynabo, which is where my grandpa lives, like he got to see him and see what he was doing, and he was going up and talking to people, like asking them, is everything okay? Is there anything, we're here, we just, we want to make sure you're okay. What can
Yeah.
we do?
Right.
And the news, there was no coverage. They only show you what they want you to see.
Yeah.
And he doesn't
Well,
like Trump.
no,
Like my
no.
grandfather
They
does
they
not like
covered it.
Trump.
They
But
covered it. Okay,
he
what they
was like,
covered was
the
him.
man did
You know,
help.
yeah. What they covered it, but they covered him handing out paper towels and stuff like that, and said that was the only thing that they
Throwing it.
did. But
Throw it. Well,
yeah,
He
they made
was
us think about him
so
throwing the paper towels.
he
yeah,
was
he was
doing
throwing the
that as
paper
a joke
towels.
because he knew it was like a serious situation. So it was his
Yeah.
way of trying to like lighten up. If you look in the crowd,
Yeah.
some of the people are laughing and going
They
like
were
it's
laughing,
they were just
absolutely,
having
They were.
fun.
100%. They were cracking up and stuff, like they knew it was a moment of levity is what he was doing. Here, let me just bring up this map real quick, and we'll go on about Puerto Rico. But yeah, that's the that's that map. Okay, everything got redder. You were talking about Texas and Florida and whatnot. That's what happened.
Even California got more red.
Yeah, even
Oh
California
yeah.
got redder. New York, look, New York and New Jersey and whatnot. Don't know
Yeah.
what the hell happened. Okay, but yeah, but again, but with Puerto Rico, we saw what we saw. They were rioting in the streets, right? Because years later, they come to find out that all of the aid that came from the United States, not just from the government, okay, but from private individuals, okay, who were donating stuff, food and everything like that, okay, to the island. This shit was stuck in warehouses, rotting, all right, and the
We
people were
saw it
like,
for
"What the hell?"
ourselves when we went. We saw it. My
Mhm.
grandfather took us on a drive in 2018. We went like 8 months after Maria happened, and he
Hmm.
showed us down the East Coast, going down towards Ponce, all these cases of water, diapers, like weird, like like
Mhm.
flashlights and like
Yeah,
tools and weird, odd, like
yeah,
miscellaneous things,
safety
just
stuff
in
and
bulk,
everything like that. Yeah,
just
yeah.
like thrown out, and no one to be
It's
seen, and
horrible.
these buildings were just abandoned.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but that was done by
You know what they
design.
didn't report on? They didn't report on the fact that the local government hid everything in bins
Correct.
from the people. They literally
Correct.
starved
The
their own
mayor of
people.
San Juan,
They
he
didn't
did that.
yeah. They didn't show, you know what they didn't report on? They didn't report on the fact that if you were rich, you could get your power and your water turned on
Oh
pretty
yeah,
quickly.
absolutely.
If you
Very
worked for the
fast.
local government, you could get your power and your internet and everything
She
turned
was
on really
making
quickly. Well,
t-shirts. She
people
was
that
making
didn't make that
t-shirts.
much money 6 months later still didn't have power.
Yep.
She
Insane.
had
They didn't
power.
report on that. I heard that directly from people that were there.
Hmm.
Yeah. And our government, what did we give? Close to like $10 billion or something like that we gave to
Mhm.
the island,
I think it
like
was a
right
little
off the
more
jump.
than that.
No, I'm
You'll
talking
still
about right off
find,
the jump. Right off the jump, it was like $10 billion right off the jump to try
yeah,
to get things moving and stuff like that, and to bring contractors in and whatnot. There was some bullshit with the contractors as well. With that said, but the island as a whole, there's the corruption on the island is terrible. Okay,
Oh yeah.
and it is a miserable thing, and just leads back to what Scott was saying earlier. A lot of those people fled the island. Okay, and
Hmm.
moved to Florida, and they thought Florida was going to get bluer. Those people were like, "Fuck you guys and your Marxism and socialism. We like
mhm.
the freedom we got here in Florida. We like how life has been for us since we moved here. We're going to keep it going that way." It didn't pan out the way they thought it was.
Yeah, and like pretty much everyone I know that's on the island right now, they still feel like, like things, it's not that it's bad there, but now more people are awake than they ever were before. And I think COVID might have had to do with that, because a lot of
Mhm.
people, like when we went down in 2021, we took my son when he was only a few months old. And I regret it. I will shout from the rooftops. I regret getting the COVID vaccine, but we got them so that we could go see my family, because we didn't know what was going to happen. The government, was controlling everything. They were like they were being weird about flights, about traveling, going to restaurants. So we were like, you know what? Like we're just going to go. And the way I've seen it, like a lot of people were just not like complying. A lot of people actually like refused to go along with it. My grandma, we went to the mall. She didn't wear the mask the whole time. She's like, "Oh, I don't care. They can drag me out of here." And people just like were like, "Whatever, you know."
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Can't mess around with an old abuelita. She's not having it. She's
Oh
not
yeah.
having it.
And she loves Trump. She has a painting of him hanging in her house.
That's funny.
That's funny.
That's funny. That's awesome. You know, it's funny because my grandfather, he was at Pearl Harbor. Okay, he loves this. He loved this country. God bless him. May he rest in peace. He loved this country very much. Okay, that he served as a merchant marine from World War II all the way through Vietnam. Okay, and he was at Pearl Harbor when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. He was on three ships that got sunk by German U-boats doing the North Atlantic runs, and he survived all of that. The last ship that he survived, he actually got off the ship in Puerto Rico. He was the only one on that boat that had orders to go to another boat. And his friends left, and off the coast of Puerto Rico, the Germans sank that ship. He lost everybody that he knew. And so many of the guys who had been with him, since Pearl Harbor and everything like that, and then he lost them and stuff. So he loved his country very, very much. And one of the things he wished, okay, and we'll tell him that that's never going to happen. He wished that Puerto Rico had turned into a state. I don't think that'll ever become a thing now, because the momentum for that went out the window in the late '90s, early 2000s, and stuff. But they had an opportunity back then to get it done. They
Um,
didn't. to actually have real power, right? Because Puerto Rico doesn't have any power. No power whatsoever. They have a representative, what, one or two representatives in the fucking House of Representatives, and then they have no Senate actually, right? So they would have had real power. They would have had real money going in back into it once it became a state. They blew that. I don't think that'll ever happen. And if they go independent, they'll turn into a Venezuela in fucking 6 months.
Exactly. And that's why a
pretty
lot of
quickly.
people are like 50-50 about it. Those that know, they want statehood.
Yeah. No,
They,
but that has been like that for a long time. Go ahead, Scott.
well, no, I was asking, do they do or they don't want it now?
I think it's kind of like mixed. Based on what my grandparents have told me, it's the
Hmm.
brainwashed half, they want it to be independent
Yeah, of
because
course.
they feel like the United States just went in there and took everything. They're trying to
Oh,
colonize
this
everybody. You should
well,
hear.
Took what?
we can't deny that there's been it's a rocky relationship. Can't deny that. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
there's plenty of history for that. With that said, okay, um, again, they have had an opportunity to become a state. Hey, Blondie, what's going on? Truthful Reese. They have had an opportunity, and I think it falls along the line as like it's like 49-49 in the stay a commonwealth, become a state, and then there's like 2% there that want independence. It's not really, but they're the loudest. They're the loudest. Okay, and those of us who just know history know that go ahead and get independent. Get off the fucking not being able to use food stamps as a second currency on the island and everything from the United States. Let that fucking go away and see what happens to the country, because it'll be not only will it turn into a Venezuela in 6 months, the Chinese would jump right into it.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
And of
Well,
course, Venezuela.
Yeah. So, I don't know, but that was something that my grandfather had wanted for a long time. He loved this country so much, and he understood the dynamics of if Puerto Rico had become a state a long time ago, um, that it would be in a better place. And listen, people don't understand that the island's actually split down the middle with
Hmm.
conservatism and liberalism. Okay,
Oh,
it's
it
like
has.
it's actually split. It has been like that for a very long time, but because we're used to seeing the corruption in the government, right? You know what I'm saying? When they're in control, it's all corruption. When we're in control, we're trying to clean up the corruption. It's just a back and forth thing that has never stopped.
And they own the news. They own Telemundo and
Yes.
CNN, Univision.
yeah,
They only
Yeah.
want you to see one side.
Yeah.
as
Absolutely.
usual.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Um, yeah, it's sad. Uh, they don't even understand on the island. Again, we go back to the Cubanos, okay? How good we actually have it as Puerto Ricans. Okay, we have it fantastic. And again, it's not that there isn't history there of some bad shit that the United States has done, to the island and stuff like that. There's history, but compared to what could actually be going on had they become independent, it would be a total different island had they gone in the independence route a long time ago. It is why they have always maintained the Commonwealth status, because they know on the island, they understand the minute the fucking American tit is pulled from their mouth, it's a wrap.
Yep, my Cuban grandfather actually stayed there and he doesn't want to leave. To him, it's like Cuba, but a free Cuba.
Right.
And he says all the
Can
time, like,
understand that.
people there don't realize how good they actually have it out of all the islands in the Caribbean.
Yeah. Well, there's a
Sure.
decent Cuban population um
Hmm.
in on the island. Okay. There is a
Yep, that's
decent
my
Cuban
mom's family
population
too.
there. Yeah. And they started as Cubans and now their kids are all Puerto Rican, really, when you think about it. But that heritage of being a Cubano is still there. They haven't stopped being that. Um, but they're essentially, but again,
It's
it's
all
just,
about Whip Fridays.
yeah, it's all about Wepa Fridays. Yeah. They didn't realize that we got another Wepa Friday going on tonight because we got three Puerto Ricans on the
Hey.
on the TV. We haven't had one of those in a long time. Uh, yeah, it's I don't know what they're gonna do with the island. It worries me sometimes, but in the end, and my grandfather used to say while he was alive, and he had a way of saying it in Spanish that was actually pretty funny. But essentially, it was just if the island ever decides to become independent, essentially you should tell them all to go fuck themselves and stay here. Is essentially what he would say in Spanish, and they can keep the island. You stay here in the United States. Because, like I said, once that American tit is gone and they're not sucking on it anymore, it would be a wrap. and it will turn into a Venezuela in 6 months. And like I said, the Chinese would definitely jump on that in a heartbeat. What's going on, cowgirl? Good to see you. Blondie, good to see you. Blondie is actually going to be with us on Monday night. Okay. We get her Monday and we get her Wednesday. She's bringing Anthony Hudson, who is going to hang with us. He's actually trying to get on the ballot to become governor in the state of Michigan. And he's organizing a rally / march. I don't want to say any other words. To Dearborn, okay, for Tuesday. So he's going to be on with us Monday, and then they're doing that rally / march in Dearborn, Michigan on Tuesday. So that's going to be interesting to hear from Blondie on Wednesday all about that. So I'm pretty sure she's going to have some video of all of that we'll be able to show you guys on Wednesday night and whatnot. But just to give you guys a heads up, Anthony Hudson will be with us, and Blondie thanks to Blondie, she got that. That's her get. She's bringing him on the show on Monday to talk to us, not only about, what's going on in Dearborn, but his platform trying to run as for governor in the state of Michigan. So, yeah, communism is just a horrible thing. And, and you always hear these dummies, okay, talking about, but we just haven't tried it here in the United States. It won't be the same. It's the fucking same everywhere you try it. It fails.
It has never worked.
It has never worked anywhere. Okay. And again, it all leads to totalitarianism, right? Again, they try to hold up the Chinese. The Chinese aren't even communists anymore. They are a totalitarian state that are benefiting from all things, capitalism, as all communist nations do, right? Their leadership always benefits, and their party membership always benefits from capitalism, while the rest of their population suffers, right? They find a way to freaking make money and stuff like that, and they shit all over capitalism, but they make their money. They line their pockets with it. Oh,
Is it a good time to ask Tori like what her thoughts were on Mondami winning in NYC?
oh, perfect time.
Oh my gosh. A lot of these people, there's no, I don't even know how to explain it.
I know.
They are so brainwashed that it's at this rate, and I feel bad saying this, but it's going to take some serious cases of like electroshock therapy to like get that out. And by then there's not going to be anything left of them to think. Like that's how bad this, I don't even know if it's this generation, because a lot of older like boomers voted this in too, which is appalling to me.
The boomers were part of the original
Did
movement
they?
in this country. It really wasn't. It was really young women and young cuckold men, right? It was these young liberal women and their men who they like to peg and stuff like that. The guys that get pegged by their women and stuff like that. That all came out in droves again, because they've been sold a bill of goods that almost immediately got flipped up on its head. Okay, immediately the next day it was already flipped. All right, and they were told free buses, free food from grocery stores, free this, free that, free this, and what happened? Like literally, like a day or two later, the next day, fucking, he was talking about, I need money, guys. I know I told you I need this, but he need money. He was already putting that shit out. Okay, and then Hochul came out and was like, we're not doing that. It's like,
Hochul even blocked
we're not doing that.
Hochul said she would block the extra taxes on millionaires and billionaires too. She already said she would block that. So
and why is she talking about that? Because she's
trying to win an election.
She's trying to win an election.
And I think that Republican is actually starting off at least pretty solid.
Elise Stefanik is in a good place right now. Yeah,
she's not. I don't know if she was actually ahead or in a dead heat, but it was kind of eye opening. It was like, whoa, she's actually not a distant second like you would expect a Republican to be.
She was ahead by like, it was really a percentage. So really they were kind of tied when you think about it, right? When you do the plus or minus, they were tied.
It's better than where Zeldin started off last year or whatever the last time it was.
Yeah, he was like in the dumps, man.
He got up.
They
He
ain't
got
caught
up,
up.
but he was too little, too late.
Yeah, it was a late surge that helped them, but it just wasn't enough. But yeah, Elise is in a good place again. I don't know if the people of New York, because you need a counter to New York City in the state of New York. New York City is very big for the state as a whole, right? There are 5, 6 major cities where you got New York City, you got Rochester, you got Albany, you got Syracuse, you got Buffalo.
Hmm.
Um, I want to say there is definitely another one that's there too that is very important. But New York City as a
Did you
whole
say
has a lot of power.
Did
I
you
did
say
say Rochester.
Rochester?
I did. I said Rochester. But New
Rochester
York
is
City as a whole, yeah, New York City as a whole though has a lot of power. Okay, they have a lot of power over what happens in the state, and like you said, Scott, she came out right out the jump. I was like, "Nah, we're not doing that."
because
Yeah, I
guess
don't think
what?
so. Yeah,
You know why? Because if he's literally going to start scaring the billionaires and the millionaires away from the city, guess what? The fucking funding for the whole state goes away.
yep.
Because as much as they say, oh, they're not paying their fair share. Oh yeah, they are. They're
Oh
paying
yes,
a
they
fucking
are.
pretty penny. And I'm
Oh
not.
yeah,
I have no idea what percentage that is. I just know they pay a lot of it.
yeah.
And without them, guess what? Your whole budget goes to shit
Yeah, they pay over half. They pay over half the taxes for the whole
easily.
state, man. Easily.
Yeah,
And that's just out of, by the way, that's just out of the billionaires in New York City and millionaires in New York City, okay?
you
But they're
have to
spread
be
out
that
through,
to live in,
get
in Manhattan.
so true. But they're spread out all over the state, okay? Like you got them in the northern part of the state as well, all right? It's not like that, obviously the mass bulk of them are in New York City, but like they're spread out and there's money in different businesses, different corporations that are, shit, you had companies leave during Cuomo's
COVID.
first term.
Yeah,
He
during
had
COVID
Colt.
too, they left.
Yeah, yeah, they did. They left in mass. But in his first term, right off the jump, Colt left when he signed that the bill, the gun banning bill, essentially. Okay, into law in like 2014, I want to say. Colt was one of they used to make their guns and stuff like that. They literally, okay, employed a whole town, and they pulled up and fucking left, right? And then there was other companies I can't remember that followed suit, and we're just like, yeah, we're not gonna stay here for this shit. But they literally, and that's what happens, right? Okay,
During
we see that's what happens when with these dumbass policies, a town will get wrecked, okay, because a company will get up and just leave.
during COVID, it was I think it was like the hedge funds mostly. These
Hmm.
like big financial these like basically your Wall Street uh, financial companies, your investment firms. You know where they were all going?
Florida, right? Like Miami.
Florida,
Yeah,
Florida,
yeah,
wherever in Florida. But still,
yeah.
they were just like, why wouldn't we just go down there? First of all, Florida don't even have an income tax.
So true. We don't
How
have to
about
worry
that
about
shit?
paying income. Yeah,
That wasn't in PA.
And they're talking about getting, and they're so good financially. They're talking about getting rid of the property tax down here.
I saw that. I see that
How about that
that's
shit?
in the moves.
Which
I see
that's
that's
a
in the
double-edged
moves.
sword because once they do
Yeah,
that though, the demand to move here is going to be like
yeah.
even worse. The
And
housing
not
prices are
only
going to go
that,
through the roof
not
even
only that,
more.
other state taxes are going to go through the roof too, because you got to offset that somehow. Okay, but yeah,
You know
the
what?
prices will
Um,
escalate for sure, and there'll be a mass exodus from everywhere
yeah,
to go to Florida.
the sales tax and the hotel tax, I'm sure will be pretty high.
Right. Yeah, you got to offset it. And that's how
Yeah.
they do it. Like when they do stuff like that, they offset it with other taxes that tax is theft anyway, in my opinion. But that that's uh
The
that's how
sale,
you got to get down. I
I
know.
think the
eh,
sales tax is the most fair tax you can put out there.
Yeah.
If you don't have money, then guess what? You're not paying any taxes. You're not buying
Yeah.
anything.
That's true. It's so true. You broke.
And if you're
You
the
broke. You
type that,
can't buy
and
anything
if you're
anyway.
Yeah, if you're buying like luxury jets or luxury yachts or something like that, guess what? You're paying the most. Paying the
You're
most
paying
sales
them.
tax. You
But
have the
then
money to
again,
do it.
right? Then I was just about to say. Then you're in a position where you can do it. You don't care anyway. You're like, fuck it. I just want that, and then yeah, I just want it. You know what I'm saying? You don't give a shit
Yeah,
anyway. You're like, well, I can
right,
afford to get it, so I'm getting it.
right. The people that are making like minimum wage, they're not. they're not spending, $10,000 on a set of jet skis.
Yeah.
Okay. Or however much jet skis are now. I don't
Yeah.
even know.
Yeah. That's probably like fucking the price of a used car now, man. They're at least a
Probably.
brand new one. They're pretty expensive, man.
Mhm.
Uh, they're not cheap. But
No.
going back to our original question, Tori, mom dummy, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. How bad do you think it's going to
She's
be?
just she's got to think about it. That's how
Well,
bad.
Well,
but
you know what? I'll tell you. You know, I'll tell you this story is not. He's not even a one-off though. A socialist just won the mayor race out in Seattle.
Yes.
So when you hear these liberals especially on social media, saying, "Oh, well, there's really not enough of a push for the socialists to, really have that much of an effect on America," I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
You know what? How many more cities do you want to see turn socialist?
Yeah. It's just it's crazy. But what are your thoughts, Tori? We can't hear you. Her
I think you're
sound is
muted.
yeah. I could kind of hear you.
Say something.
Yeah, it's kind of low. I don't know what happened there. Like
Yeah.
really
Did you get
low.
a? I asked if she
Somebody
got a phone
text you.
call, but I know she's on her
Yeah,
tablet.
somebody text you in the middle, or you got a phone call in the middle of this. You can. Why don't you click out and come back in? See if everything resets itself. Um, yeah, I'm with you, Scott. I mean, they're just like it is. Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about. I see it. Well, Scott, that's because we pay
Hmm.
attention to this shit. Okay, we have to pay attention to this shit so we can warn
Hmm.
people. Uh, Jonathan says that he says consumption taxes are the most ethical in general. And then
It
when we were
seems
talking
like
about
it.
yeah,
The only thing is, the only problem with it is though the only reason they don't like it is because I don't think it makes it hard to depend on it because you have to rely on spending.
right.
If people to get like tight with their spending, then all of a sudden your budget goes to shit very
But
quickly.
but if you're not paying, say, what do you call it? If you're not paying property taxes and you don't have to pay an income tax, that is definitely money in your pocket. Okay,
Hmm.
that's a significant amount of money in
Huge,
your pocket. Okay, and so
huge.
what do people do when they go and they spend it? You know what
Hopefully,
I'm saying?
well,
Yeah, yeah.
I
You
mean,
know,
it's
well, some
part of it.
people are
Yeah, you'd
tight,
hope
but some people are
you
tight.
want
But
them to
let's
spend
be
it.
honest, bro. Most people are terrible with money.
Most people are. You would hope that they
Now,
would. You would hope that they would at least try to do something better with their money,
right.
which is something that they actually that other podcast I was telling you about, something that she preaches is
Hmm.
that if she says all the time, if you have like $10,000, if you saved up $10,000 in the bank and you just have it sitting there
It's not
in
doing
like
anything.
in a basic checking account or
It's not
even
doing
just a
anything.
basic savings account,
You're
you
not getting
are
anything.
yeah, you're getting the very minimum
Yeah.
return on it. That's why kids need to learn about investing, putting it into a mutual fund or something like that, something that, 5 years from and learn the whole concept of, what, if I'm just a little bit patient, I can double my money or I can, do this with it instead of just
Right.
having it sitting in a freaking savings account earning the bare minimum interest or something like that. It's
Right.
awful what they don't teach kids.
Yeah. That's basic.
Can we hear you,
Basic
Tori?
finances definitely need to be taught. Can we hear you?
can you hear me?
Yes, we got you
Ooh,
loud and clear. We're
I'm
good.
back.
All right,
Cool.
so dish on the socialist mayors popping up.
Yep. All right. Go ahead. Go ahead, Tori. Mom dummy. What are your thoughts?
I I don't know how to explain it, but it's just he seems very like artificial. I don't know.
Extremely.
Mhm.
I
Very.
can't like describe how I feel about the guy because it's like I only know what I've seen and what I've been seeing on social media, but I also just I feel like he's not going to do the things that he said he was going to do. I feel like he's not going to
Of
really
course
keep
not.
up on the promises to these young socialists. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, but isn't
Isn't he
that the
just
way?
another Newsom?
I was about to say, he's
Sorry to
just
put that
another
I
out there.
was
Newsom.
gonna say he seems the type.
Yeah,
He seems
he's
like he's
another
just the Middle
slot.
Eastern version of Newsom.
Yeah, he's
Like
just
all
like
talk but no action unless it like brings harm.
yeah,
He's just
Nuzami,
not giving straight
Nuzami.
answers.
News
He
on.
dances around
Yeah,
questions.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Not
he
not Nuzami. That's his new name. Nuzami. That's his new fucking name.
He
no,
wasn't born in the US, was he?
Oh,
he
that's a good
wasn't.
one. He wasn't
He was
actually. That's
not.
a good one. Star Spangled Kyle calls him, says,
So
"Someone
like
please wipe the fake
why
smile
was he
off of
allowed?
Ma'am Kami's face." That's even better, Ma'am Kami.
Ma'am Kami.
That's awesome. I'm stealing that, Kyle.
Tommy, that's funny.
Kyle, you got to copyright comments like that because Eric will steal them. Just
Absolutely, 100%.
kidding.
Especially on a Friday night when we're ranting about shit.
You don't have to worry about me. I'm too buzzed to remember anything I said tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, the tequila. I'm feeling pretty good with the tequila right now.
Feeling good.
Well, yeah.
I have that caffeine buzz. Have
Yeah.
to stay up,
Well, you know what? You got a family. You got to take care of kids and whatnot like that. You don't have time to sit down and drink with us.
Oh, they're all sleeping now.
No, okay. Well, you
then
get a little
then
nightcap
you
if
do
you
have
want
time.
to. Then you do have time. Then you do have time.
Once they go to sleep, I do.
Let me
Oh.
introduce you to a little drink called Sambuca, Tori. Nice little nip. Just if you just need like a little nip late at night, just before you go to bed, just to settle
Just
the
a shot of
nerves.
Sambuca. You don't even have to do a
Not
bit.
a
Just
bad
a shot
idea.
of Sambuca and you're good.
Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss.
Yeah.
If you want something sweet right before nighttime, oh,
And if you want to get a little even more ethnic, just go and you instead of Italy, you want to go to Greece, pick up some uso. It's fantastic.
I've never had it.
You've never had that? If you've had Sambuca and you like Sambuca, you'll like uso.
I'll definitely give it a try. I'm gonna have to pick
Yeah,
some up.
it's I had some of the best. I don't remember the name, the brand. Some of the best uso I had is when I got back from Iraq. I was in uniform. My dad took me to a restaurant. It was a Greek restaurant because he had been there before, and he was like, "We gotta have the grilled octopus there. It's fantastic." I was like, "Okay, let's go." Fucking owner was like, I was in uniform. We sat down. The owner was like, told his people, "Don't you put one thing down on a bill. Whatever they got is on the house tonight." And we ate like kings. We tried not to, but they were just like, my dad was like, because I was like, I don't want to abuse that, guys fucking giving us a free meal. And my dad was the same way, and he was like, he's like, "I don't care about that. Whatever you want tonight, I want to see you enjoy yourself tonight." And I was like, okay. And I had
nice.
quite a bit of uso that night, shot after shot, because it wasn't even just like I wasn't even ordering them. My people in the fucking restaurant were ordering them and sending them to me, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna be dead. I was like, I'm not even gonna make it out of here. All the uso I drank that night, but it was absolutely fantastic. It was great. So if you like Sambuca, you'll like uso. Try it if you ever get a chance.
Oh, I'm gonna try it, and I'll let you guys know how it goes.
Yeah. What is your drink of choice, Tori?
You're gonna make fun of me.
Yeah, we won't.
Now we would anyway, but it's just not.
Yeah, it's
for
true.
this,
It's
though.
true. Yeah, I was about to say we would probably make fun of you anyway, but you might as well just say it.
Okay, so you know Bacardi, like the rum.
What's that?
Uh-huh.
Bacardi.
I'd say a rum and coke.
Oh, we
Have
we
you
live
ever
off
had-
of rum and cokes here.
Yeah. Do you like rum and cokes?
I didn't used to before I had kids.
Right.
Have you ever had
That'll do it.
Bacardi? Have you ever had Bacardi Limon and Coke?
No, but my mom loves it.
She
Okay.
likes Bacardi Limon. No, not regular Bacardi. Bacardi Limon.
Yeah, Bacardi Limon.
Lemon.
Okay.
That's what
So
she
I'm gonna
drinks.
take.
Smooth shit. Let me tell you.
Yeah, yeah.
If
Bacardi
you
Limon
like
is
rum
awesome.
and Coke, you'd love it.
I'm gonna take
I'll
you
have to
another
try
step
that.
higher. Do you like mojitos?
No, but that's like my mom,
Okay.
my grandma. That's their
Make
specialty.
if you but if you make it with Bacardi Limon, okay, and you use Sprite instead of freaking club soda, okay, or seltzer, all right, and you use Sprite, it's a whole total different animal. It will taste fantastic. But Bacardi Limon is the
Amazing.
key in that. It's amazing. You make mojitos with Bacardi Limon. I
Yeah, I'm
absolutely
not a
love them
fan
with
of
Bacardi
seltzer,
limon.
so I'm definitely gonna have to
Yeah,
try that.
yeah. I don't use that. I don't use club soda. I use Sprite when I
Yeah.
make mojitos. And Bacardi limon, like I said, and if I can't make like a simple syrup with like sugar and water, I will just use sugar straight up and just like it's fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, now I'm craving one. Ugh.
That's one of the few. That's one of the few shots that I'll do when people are like, "Hey, let's do a round of shots." I'll be like, "Give me a shot of like Bacardi Limon."
Nice.
Just like
You
I'll
guys
take like
remember
maybe
Bacardi
I'll have. It's
151?
hard to do only one.
You guys remember 151, Bacardi 151? I don't even see
Is
it,
it,
by the
they
way.
don't have
I
it
don't even.
anymore.
I
Yeah,
think they
I
still
was
make it.
wondering about that. Is it discontinued?
Does anybody know in the chat if Bacardi 151 is still being made? That was the thing in the 1990s. Like, if you drank Bacardi 151, your insides were gonna fucking be wrecked. Okay, as you were
Yeah.
swallowing it. All right, like you would probably just gonna light. If shit was flammable, okay, so you would literally light on fire while you were drinking it.
Hmm.
I think they still do. I'm not sure. Guys,
Isn't it like
Jonathan.
75% alcohol?
It was ridiculous.
It
It
was
was
pretty
insane.
strong.
Like,
It was pretty ridiculous. It
put
wasn't like
sodas at it.
Everclear ridiculous, but it was ridiculous. Jonathan, you got to let us know if they still make Bacardi 151, man. Jonathan will find out for us. Jonathan's yeah, he's the man. He'll get it. Well, I see he dropped the Discord in there, fam. Tomorrow night is movie night on the Discord. Come and hang with
Woo.
us. Okay, we're watching the Idiocracy is the movie that won. So that's what we're gonna be watching tomorrow night, 8 p.m. That's after the Salty Dog Show on Rumble only, guys. I only do the Salty Dog Show on Rumble. I don't do it on YouTube and stuff because like YouTube can kind of go scratch. Tired of YouTube the way they've been fucking. But we believe it or not, though. So it was discontinued. Jonathan says it was discontinued.
Oh wow.
They don't make it anymore. That
Did
sucks,
not
man.
know.
Yeah, but that was like drinking pure. That was you might as well just drink fucking diesel. That's how bad it was, man. You might
It
as well just
was.
drink
Yeah.
diesel.
Yeah. Yeah. We used to go out. Anybody that was drinking Bacardi 151, we were just like, "Oh,
Yep.
they're a
So
serious
you got
drinker."
it, bro. It's like you got it, bro. It's all you, man. Your liver's not gonna make it through the night,
Don't mess with
but you
this
got
guy.
it. You got
And
it.
don't get into a fight with him either.
It was like it was ridiculous because they'd be like, "Yeah, let me get a rum and coke, but I want you to use Bacardi 151." It's like it's all you, bro. That is all you, man. Have at it, bro. Just have at
Yep.
it. Jonathan said they stopped making it in 2016. That sucks.
Oh, that
Wow.
was the
Yeah.
last time my whole family went to PR.
Mm.
I'll have to ask my mom if they were drinking
2016.
that when we went.
And just so you guys know, Bacardi is actually a Cuban brand, fam.
Mhm.
Even though they're in Puerto Rico, they moved their operation to PR because of communism, what we
Nice.
were talking about.
There
It
you go.
became a Puerto Rican rum, but it's actually Cuban. I'm curious
Best
if
of
the
both
family still
worlds.
owns it.
Probably.
Yeah, that's another question, Jonathan. Is who owns Bacardi now? Is it still the family? I know they have tours. You can literally go to the Bacardi factory in
We did
PR.
it in
And
2016.
nice.
It was nice.
And
Which is
did they
probably
give you like
it's.
did they give you like a flight of what'd you say, Scott? What'd you say?
I would say it's watch. It's probably Black Rock or something stupid. We're gonna make it's gonna make everyone roll their eyes like, oh my god.
They gave me something with orange juice, but I don't remember what they called it. But it was
Oh my
Bacardi
complimentary with
God.
the tour.
Bacardi
Have
O?
you ever had Bacardi O?
Bacardi O is pretty good actually.
If you've ever liked the idea of having a screwdriver, but you didn't like
Vodka?
the
Yeah, if you
frickin'
don't like
you didn't
vodka.
like the idea of the vodka burning your throat down, Bacardi O and orange is epic.
Bacardi O is good actually. It's fantastic. You're on point with that one, Scott. Bacardi O is really good. Cass, what is going on, honey? How you doing, pretty
It's
girl?
amazing.
Okay, so Jonathan says Bacardi is still owned by the Bacardi family.
Okay.
Okay, excellent. That's good to know. All right, so they didn't sell out. So the Bacardi family is still owned by the same family, Bacardi,
Good.
and 7
You don't
generations.
want to
That's
see
great to
State
know.
Street or anything like that. That's
Yeah,
good.
but hate to see if it was fucking KBR.
Hmm.
Oh. I'm
Like
glad they
Dwayne
didn't sell out.
Johnson bought it like a few
The,
years back or something like
well,
that.
yeah, he's got a tequila. By the way, none of these guys that say they got a tequila, they don't own the tequila. Mexico owns tequila, right? Like you can't actually own a tequila. Like it belongs to the state. You can put your name on it. Cass
And he
says she has
has.
bad memories from Bacardi any type. Okay, Cass, you need to tell
Oh,
us what happened to you when you got to let us know. You can't just drop that in
Bad
the chat and
memories.
not tell us what happened.
Well, I got bad memories of it too, but I still love it.
Oh my god.
you know what
I
really
have
gives
more
me
good
bad
memories.
memories? Fireball.
Oh, everybody has bad memories with Fireball.
I
I
never
don't
I
think there's
never did
anybody.
enough of it to have a bad memory.
Scott, good for you, bro. Good for you, man. Oh my god. Oh, wait a minute. So she used to drink Bacardi Limon back in the day too. I love Bacardi Limon. Again,
See, I've
I love
never
making
gotten sick off
mojitos.
of Bacardi Limon.
Yeah.
Ever.
She says, "Oh shit!" and Fireball, Lord help me.
Yeah, Fireball
Yep.
for sure.
Oh my god, I was
I remember
freaking.
some I remember some bad nights drinking like when I was really young. And you know when you're really young, you just drink whatever you want and you don't even think
Yeah,
about mixing
you don't
drinks
know what
and
it
everything
is.
like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Yep, my
I
college
remember some
days.
bad nights. Yeah. I remember a night where I was drinking a whole shitload of like White Russians and shit like that. And I remember puking on
Oh,
the
White
bro, I
Russian.
side of
got a
the
story.
road.
I got a White Russian story for you, bro. It's like drinking.
Why would
You might as well,
now like why would anybody drink a lot of White Russians? But I
bro.
did when I was like
It's like
22.
drinking fucking Nestle Quick. It's like seriously, it's like drinking Nestle Quick. Okay, it's like
Well, like
it tastes so damn good. Okay,
7 of them, and I didn't know where the
bro,
hell I was
bro. Okay,
because the
okay. So
bartender was
I'm
making them
gonna,
strong.
dude. Me and my homeboy were in this one bar that we used to hang out in the county, and we decided we were drinking White Russians that night. It was my dumbass idea to drink White Russians. Okay,
Mhm.
and it was like, and we were like, hey, let's go into the city. We were gonna drive into New York City and go party. Him and I. You know what I remember? I remember getting in his car and it was like fucking 1 o'clock in the morning. Don't know what the hell we were gonna make it to in the city by the time we got there. You know when I woke up? I woke up at 6 a.m. on the other side of the road, headed northbound up the Palisades fucking Parkway to go back to Rockland County. Okay, we both
Yeah.
fell asleep. How we didn't get arrested, I don't know. And this motherfucker was so drunk, instead of putting on the AC, he put the heat on.
Oh my god.
Okay. We were so fucking wrecked. He threw the heat on. Okay. So when I woke up, fucking plastered to the seat, and he had leather seats. Okay. I was like, my
Wait,
face was on the side, and I was like, as I ripped my face off. Okay.
uh,
It turned the fucking. I was like trying to find like I was like this, Scott. It was like this. I was so wrecked. I was shaking. I was trying to find the window
like,
to bring the window down. I was like, Dick. I was like, asshole, wake the fuck up, man. I was like, you had the heat on, you dickhead. And then we had to wake up, and the sun was coming up. Like we were literally parked where the sun could fucking beam into the car and everything. And it was just a nightmare, man. Again, we left at like 1, but I woke up at 6.
Oh my
That's how
goodness.
bad White Russians got me. You absolutely
yeah.
fuck your mind up. The absolute worst.
Did
So
did
don't
you
do
ever
White
mess with
Russians.
Did you ever mess with vodka, Tori?
Yeah.
I love vodka.
Yeah. I think every young person goes through a vodka phase.
Yeah, I still like vodka. So
The
vodka's like
first
my
time I
thing.
tried it, I took like 3 shots because I didn't feel anything, and then I was like, "Wait a minute." I had to sit down for a bit, and
Then by
everybody
the
was
third
making
one,
fun of me.
Yeah, she was
It was my
done.
21st birthday. It was my
Absolute
21st birthday.
toast by the third shot. Oh my god! And the thing is, guys. So just so you guys understand, with vodka, if you picked up vodka in Poland or in Russia, you would literally crack the bottle and not smell anything. The only reason you can smell it here in the United States is because everything is required to have a smell. That is an FDA rule. Okay. So they put things in it so that you can smell it, all right? That you smell the alcohol. But if you got it in Poland or in Russia, or one of those Eastern European countries, you would not smell it. And after the first shot, you would be fucking wrecked.
what was the drink that they made fun of on Seinfeld?
I can't remember. It's been such
I
a
can't
long
think of it
time
either.
since I
Dude,
watched.
Hennigan's. They remember they were wasn't it isn't it a scotch or a whiskey?
I gotta look that up.
The whole point of the episode was that they were making fun of. Well, they were laughing because it literally was an alcohol you couldn't smell, and that's even when you drank it, you couldn't tell that you were drinking.
Yeah, I'm seeing pictures. I'm seeing pictures of what do you call it from Seinfeld? It's a fictional. It's a fictional odorless Scotch from the TV
Oh
show
shit! It's
Seinfeld. Yeah,
fictional. I
it's
had no
fictional.
idea it's
Yeah.
fictional. See?
Yep.
So they
Oh,
made it up for the show.
that was probably the coolest thing I learned this week.
Because that Hennigan's isn't real.
Hennigan's was
You
never
probably
real.
were
I
looking for
never
that
knew
sheet
that.
back in the day too, didn't you?
Probably was at one point back in the 90s.
You were probably fucking three
I
sheets
probably
to the wind.
walked into a liquor store and was like, hey, do you guys have Hennigan's? Or like, no.
What are you talking about, Hennigan's? We got Hennessy.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's fucking great stuff. I couldn't even remember. Now there was a bar I think in New York City, a couple of Irish bars called Hennigan's.
I'm sure that's a good Irish name. Hennigan's.
Yeah,
It
I was
totally
thinking the
is.
same thing.
Man.
Oh, fictional Scotch.
Hey,
Cats
Tori,
berated.
quick question, Tori, before it gets too late. I think you commented already that when you were in college, you had some run-ins with some professors.
What was that? I didn't catch that
Yeah.
last thing you
That
said.
you had some run-ins with professors. I sensed that there was at least one juicy story in there.
There was.
Hold that
Oh my
story
gosh,
real
how
quick.
could I have
Emerald,
forgotten?
thanks for
What's that?
joining
Without
us.
me saying anything. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
My parents. Okay,
Emerald.
so my mom got involved
Hold
with
on.
the school. She wrote an email.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Go ahead. You got to tell the story. You can't start with like my mom wrote
Yeah,
an
better
email and then
go.
not tell us what happened. Let it
That
go.
was a lot of enthusiasm to stop.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, we lost you.
No,
We
did
lost
we
you.
lose your audio
We
again?
lost your voice again.
No!
All right. So
You
while she's
probably
working on
bumped
that,
something.
yeah, you probably touched something accidentally. While we're
Dang it.
waiting
It
for
was
her
a
to
good
get her
story.
sound back. Yeah, we'll get it. Yes, Emerald, Bacardi Añejo is really good. Just go ahead and click out and come back in, Tori,
Okay,
like you did last time. There you go. Yes, Añejo is excellent. Go ahead, say something. Nope, you're still silent. Yeah, just click all the way out and come back in. It's fine, like what we did last time. Thanks for joining us, Emerald. Appreciate it. Yes, Bacardi Añejo is actually very, very good. It is pretty damn smooth. Absolutely love it. I love Bacardi in general. She's on a tablet, Cass. So she's using the mic on her what do you call it?
Yeah.
On her tablet. Well, we got 21 Patriots in here tonight, hanging with us on both Rumble and Lube 2. Appreciate all of you guys hearing our stories of White Russians and Bacardi and whatnot. Go ahead, say something, Tori.
Okay, can you hear me?
Okay, we got you.
Okay.
right.
So what were we talking about? The story. The story.
You have
with the
a
run-ins?
story. Your mom
Yeah.
sent some emails to your professor.
Okay, so I think I mentioned before that I was a social work major. Like that was the
Yeah.
degree I got my college education. For one of the requirements, my senior year, there was a class, and I want to say it's the study of aging, gerontology. This professor, I'm sorry, I'm going to sound racist here, old white boomer that has never left the
It's not
Why is that
racist. That's a real
racist?
thing. That's
I
not
don't know.
racist. It's a
But,
real
like,
thing.
never left the United States. I swear to God, oh my gosh, my blood boils when I think about it because it made me so mad.
We want to hear it though.
So this guy, like, he would talk about like aging and how we have to take care of our people in the nursing homes, and how as you get older, things change. You have to be respectful to people because it's a different stage of life. Yada yada yada.
Right.
Well, he would always go on these tangents about, because Trump was president. It was his first term, and he hated him. Any chance he got, he would just say, "Oh, Trump is this big mean orange man, blah 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 blah
Yeah.
blah. Well, he got onto the conversation that, oh, Trump needs to do something about our health care. It's so bad. We really need to follow Cuba. Cuba has the world's
Oh,
greatest health care.
good Lord.
I stood up. I didn't even raise my hand. I stood up and I said, I'm sorry, Professor, but everything you said is just false. And I explained everything. I said, if you go into the hospitals, for one thing, you have to bring your own pillowcases. You have to bring your own water, your own food, your own toilet paper, your own sheets. There's not even proper beds to sleep on.
Yeah.
And like when he heard that, he was like, oh, but I thought their hospitals were really good. I was like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
This whoever told this, and I
Well,
had to be nice. I had to be nice.
it's
I was like ready to cry, and everybody was just like watching me, like, ooh, like, cause it was like you could hear a pin drop, and that was the first time I ever actually was outspoken in a class before. This was the
right.
whole like starting point of everything in college. So I said, like, everything you said is false. Like, my family came from Cuba, and they could tell you so many stories that will debunk exactly what you're trying to tell us now. He
Right.
was so red in the face. He didn't even continue. He just said thank you for sharing and then moved on like it was nothing.
Of course
And
not,
then I
because you caught him. Yeah, you caught
and
him
I
with a
went
dick in
home and
his
told
mouth.
my mom about it, and she and my aunt got together and typed out an email to him saying, next time you start teaching things in class and using the money that we gave for our daughter to like go to school and
Mhm.
take lessons from you, make sure you're saying truth, make sure you're speaking historically accurate facts, because that was
Right.
not okay. It was a long email, and I think it ended up going to the board and he had a talking to, but nothing ever came of it. Like, he
Mhm.
was still allowed to teach.
That's awesome. That's good shit.
And
Mom,
that was my
Mom
senior
Dukes was
year.
not
Wow.
That was
playing.
right before I graduated.
Yeah, you know what it is, because okay, they listen to dipshits like Michael Moore, okay, who did videos on this shit and took videos of the medicine that tourists were getting, okay?
Mhm.
Because if you go into a touristy area, oh, the medicine is just fine because that that is the illusion. Go up into El
Yes.
Campo, go to El Campo in fucking Cuba, okay, where there's a clinic and there's nothing there. All right, absolutely nothing. All right, there's no medicine whatsoever. All
Yeah.
And
right, and like you said, you got to bring your own shit. It's like, dude, bring your own medicine fucking clinic.
it's
It's
like
like, how does that
everything
even
else
work?
too. Like, when tourists go down to Cuba, the only thing they see is the beautiful scenic picture that they want you to
Of
see.
The
They
course.
don't
Havana
want you
in
Of
to know
Havana,
how
course.
the people are really living.
of
Of
course.
It's
course.
it's sad.
It's yeah, I mean it's like that. It's like that everywhere. It's like
Yeah.
and in a lot of ways it's like that too. I remember a what do you call it? I went to a set of Cedric the Entertainer, and
Hmm.
it was in AC in New Jersey a long
Atlantic
time
City.
ago, and he was saying like basically he's because I guess might have been his first time doing a show in Atlantic City,
Yeah.
and he was actually saying how Atlantic City was basically like it was basically like going through like what do you call it? Like going to an island or whatever, like going to like what the Bahamas or Dominican Republic or Jamaica, and it's like the ride from the airport, you go through the hood before you get to the luxury resorts
It's true. It's true. That's
because
true.
it was like we saw him at one of the casinos, and yet yeah, if you actually walk downtown in AC, it's a shithole.
It is a shithole.
It's
Absolute
it's
shithole.
such crap. It looks like such a dingy little town.
Yeah.
And yet, right on the water, you get all these high-rise, beautiful casinos, and that's all people see. You know,
Yeah, because the
it's funny.
boardwalk is the boardwalk, right? Like,
Yeah,
everything is
the boardwalk
fucking
is fine.
looks fantastic. But like you go off the boardwalk, heaven
The
help you.
other side, you go
Oh, it's
2 blocks off the Atlantic Avenue or whatever the hell that is,
Yes.
and boom, you are. Don't go there at night.
It's an absolute
Don't-
wrap. It is an absolute wrap. It's like that.
I
It's the
hate to
same
use
thing, and
this word, but it's very ghetto.
you
It
can
is
use it all
ghetto.
you want. It is. It's hood. It is mad ghetto. It's extremely ghetto.
We used to go to AC growing
Uh,
up a lot too, like when we moved to the East Coast. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
It's not like how it is now, or it wasn't like
yeah.
how it is now.
Tori, where do you live? I don't even know if I know where you live.
I'm in Pennsylvania right now, but I've been all over
Okay.
the place.
Okay.
Yeah.
I used to live in the Philly area. It's good.
Yeah, when I was in Jersey, we were about 15, 20 minutes in Camden County, so
Oh God.
not too far.
Oh, Camden
Oh yeah,
County.
don't
Jesus.
even get
Good
me
Lord.
started on Camden.
Oh
That's
God.
like the king of ghettos in
Yeah.
New Jersey.
Wait,
Camden is just.
did you,
Oh God.
did you ever go to the Cherry Hill movie theater?
Yeah.
The eyes right there
Oh.
said it.
I'm not gonna. I don't even want to get into it.
The Cherry Hill movie theater, probably the most ghetto movie theater I ever
The
went to.
mall's better. Cherry Hill Mall was better.
Oh, better, sure. But I'm saying, like, for freaking, hysterics? No, Cherry Hill movie theater. I don't know what route it was right off of, but
Oh
holy
God.
shit, yeah, it was like people just smoking weed, just like it was just a mess. People getting into fights in the theater. It was a bad, it was such a bad theater.
Crackheads. There were
Yeah.
crackheads. I remember the crackheads. And I remember asking my mom, like, Mom, what's wrong with those people? She's like, oh, let's just keep going. Let's go. We're going.
Yeah. I The last time I was in Philly, I was just there for a concert. I didn't get to experience Philly. I mean, I've been to Philly back in the day and stuff like that. I used to go back and forth. But the last time I was in
I mean, there
Philly, I
are
went to
parts of
go
Philly that are beautiful.
Oh
very
yeah.
just like but that's like any city, right? Like it's
Oh,
just if you
go
go to
down to
different
Old
parts.
City or Northern Liberties, it's nice. Center
Yeah.
City is pretty nice.
Yeah.
But you head up north,
Oh, North Philly.
you head towards like Temple University.
Oh
Yeah.
God, Temple University is literally in the middle of the hood,
Dude,
bro. Literally in
dude,
the middle
Being
of the
in
hood.
like the open. Like I was there
yeah.
one weekend with a friend and visiting, and there was like a homeless guy. Just like he whipped it out and just he didn't care that it was broad daylight and there were people around. Like okay, he just keep walking.
It's like
Dude,
Johns Hopkins is in the middle of Baltimore. It's like literally in the middle
oh
of the
God,
fucking hood.
middle of the hood.
Bro,
Dude,
Johns
when I
Hopkins.
moved to
Go ahead.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No, I
No,
was
go
gonna
ahead,
say
go ahead.
when I first moved to Philly, the first year I was there, I was living in East Falls, which was right near Medical College of Pennsylvania, and even that was just like, it was a transition neighborhood. It wasn't that bad, but it was really close to the hood. It's not that far. You know what? It wasn't that far from. It was about 6 miles from Temple University in North Philly. Guess what I did on a late Saturday afternoon?
Decided to go to the
I
hood.
took I went on a bike ride because I was
God.
like, oh, because I had a roommate that went to Temple, and I was like, let me just go ride over to Temple because I just go see the campus. Dude, it got dark by the time that I even got to Temple. Here I am riding
Oh
at
my
fucking
god.
10 speed down. I don't even know what road it was. It was just a straight shot to Temple. I was at Broad Street on Broad
Oh
Street
no.
on my
Oh
10
no.
speed at like 7 p.m. And I was thinking I was going to be finding like this like cool college campus. No, it was a fucking middle of like hell. There was like groups of people hanging out in the corners and shit. I was like, let me just go back home now. I felt like I was going to die before I got home. Like the cars were almost hitting me on the way
Fucking
because
complete
there's no bike lanes driving through North
Mm-mm.
Philly.
180.
Yeah, this was way back in the 90s. People weren't even give a shit.
That's
Oh
awesome.
man, that
That's
was
great shit,
I
man.
told people that story, and they're just like, "You're so fucking lucky you didn't get killed, dude. Some white
Dude.
dude just riding his bike in North Philly."
I was there in 2013 and yeah,
Bro,
not much
Stupid,
probably changed.
so
bro,
stupid.
I was on my way to fucking Penn Relays, and this was in the night. This is how bad Philly kid was, and probably still is in some places. I don't even remember where the fuck I got off on. I got lost, and because the way I was coming, I got off of the exit, and it was at nighttime because the Penn Relays was the next day. And
University
it's just
Penn.
coach. Yeah, UPenn. Okay, Penn where
Okay,
Penn
see,
Relays are at. So like I was there to coach and stuff like that. So I forgot where it was. I decided to drive down there late. I got off and fucking almost immediately New York plates and everything, lights behind me. Okay. See the fucking I get lit up. So I'm like, I know I wasn't speeding and anything. And the fucking cop, he just he pulled up next to me. All right, left the lights on. Then he fucking just the blinkers were going. He's like, "Where are you headed?" And I was like, I got off on the wrong exit. And he was like, yeah, you're in the wrong part of town. Well, where you at? What are you here for? And I was like, I'm here for pen relays. I realized I got off fucking too early or whatever. He's like, yeah, you got off like 2 exits too early. And he was just like, fucking, do me a solid. He was like, don't stay here. Don't go through the stop signs. Go through the lights. And this is how you get back on the highway. And I was like, are you sure about that? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna follow you. And he's like, your exit is like 2 exits down. He literally, dude, I got off and it was all warehouses and shit like that. And he's
Dude,
like, you don't want to be
only
here at this
thing,
time.
the only
Huh?
thing worse than North Philly is West Philly.
Yeah, I heard it's even fucking worse
West
than West
Philly is
Philly.
crazy. They call that the bottom.
Yeah. I heard West Philly's
That's the
just, I've
reason.
never
It's
been to
the
West
bottom.
Philly. Been to
Yep,
North
I've
Philly a
been at
couple.
the
I've never been to
bottom
West Philly.
before.
Yeah.
not me.
Dude, the
That's not a
cop
place
straight
you
up
want to.
told me,
Don't go
Philly
there.
cop told me straight up to go through the lights, through the stop signs, fucking get back on the highway. He's like,
Mhm.
don't stop. I was like, okay. I was like, he's like, I'll be behind you. Don't worry about it. Nobody's gonna stop you. Just get on this. You're in the wrong part of town. I was like, all right. I was like, yeah, I mean, look, I know Philly's real. Like any city you go to, like I used to tell my kid and stuff, it's not where you're from, it's where you're at. Okay. Anywhere you go it's it doesn't matter where you're from, you could get it there too. You know what I'm saying? And it was just insane. I told that story to my dad. My dad couldn't stop laughing. He was like, "Yeah, Philly's not a fucking nice town, man." I was like, I know
It's
that,
not
Dad.
the
I've been to
city of
Philly.
brotherly love, if you
Yeah, I
know
was like,
what I mean.
I was like, I've been to Philly before. I was like, he's like, yeah, you don't want to get lost in Philly if you don't know where the fuck you're going. He's like, the fuck were you doing? And this was when we were still doing the freaking Google Maps and shit, where you print it out and you have like 12 pages of directions and stuff like that. That were in this is the beginning stages of GPS and shit like that. Uh, that's pretty funny. And Scott riding through the hood on a 10 speed. Bro, I hope you weren't in fucking spandex and you didn't have one of those helmets on and shit like that too. You can see Scott with his nut huggers on, those spandex that those dudes wear. Oh,
Oh, Philly, good
uh,
times.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, but Philly, like you can have fun. Listen, anywhere you go, you can have fun, right? Like, as much as like we shit on fucking Chicago, I absolutely love Chicago. It is an absolute fun city if you're not getting caught up in the bullshit and whatnot. Scott, you weren't riding through fucking North Philly in spandex and shit, right? Like one of those
No.
bikers on a 10 speed? Okay, good.
No, but I couldn't have looked more white. I had like my cargo shorts on. I probably had like a white t-shirt on. I was like standing out like a sore thumb.
You look like your prototypical fucking suburban white dude that should not be where he's
Hmm.
at, right?
Hmm. Yep. Yeah. My eyes were really not open until I moved to Philly. That was one of the great awakening moments in my
Right.
life because I
Yeah.
was very shy. I grew when I went to college. I was like in the way out of the suburbs. It wasn't like in anywhere city or anything like that. So
Right.
it was nothing. I thought I knew what city life was about, but then I moved to Philly and I was like, whoa, I did
Once
not
again,
know.
you really
I
got a
learned
taste of the
quick.
hood.
Tell you this, I learned quick. Because I had a part-time job. I was working as a waiter downtown, and I lived way out in East Falls. I had to catch the subway. I had to catch the last subway before I left, and
Oh
I would be
God,
like
yeah.
around midnight was when catching the last train out of town.
Yeah,
You
that
didn't want
Philly
to miss the
Metro is
last
no
train.
joke either, man. Yeah, I was about to say.
Nope.
But even catching a train that late in Philly is not a good thing.
No,
Actually catching a train anywhere where there's a
especially when you
fucking
look,
train.
Catching the train in the
especially
daytime isn't a good thing.
Yeah.
especially when it's midnight and you look like a waiter because you've got your white button-down shirt on and your black
Yeah.
pants,
Yeah,
and
and
they're like, "Oh
you
yeah,
look
he just got
yeah,
off of
you
work.
look
He's
like you
probably
have
got a lot of
tips.
cash on him."
Yeah, you look like you got tips on you.
Hmm.
You're not getting walked up on, run up on talking about what you got on my 40. They're just taking your whole shit.
Yeah, I did a lot of
Oh
things that I
man.
shouldn't have done back then.
Didn't we all though? Like seriously, like, some of the places that we ended up in, we probably should have fucking died.
Yeah,
and that's not even me in fucking Iraq and shit like that. Just here in the United States, I was in some really dark places that I was like, how?
Mhm.
When you think about it, like, how the fuck was I hanging out with people in this spot? and glad nothing
Oh, I got a
happened,
good
but it's like,
story about
what?
that.
Oh shit!
It's another Philly story. So
Oh
I
god!
I was on South Street in Philly because I met a girl. I went on a date. We met out for drinks or whatever, and just, it was like a Saturday night, and she was like, it was late, and it was like, well, I guess I'll talk to you later. She's like, I know a place that's still open. It's like an after hours bar.
Mhm.
And I was like, here where I was like, okay. So we hop in a cab. I don't know where the hell we went. We went somewhere down in South Philly. We were probably driving in the cab for about 15, 20 minutes from South Street. We get out on the corner. I'm like, there's nothing here. We're in the middle of just like a brownstone neighborhood. We're just walking down the block, and there's this dude just standing there he's just standing on the sidewalk like this big ass dude. He's probably like well over
Debo,
6 feet.
you got Philly's Debo.
She walks right up to him, and she knows him, and he knew her. He was just like, oh, hey, what's up? He's like, hey, he's my friend, we want to go in. And she's like, okay. I'm like, what do you mean go in? Where? We go into the basement of this house, and it's a fucking bar. Dude, people were doing lines on the bar. It was like an off the grid type bar.
Oh, way off the grid.
Way off the grid. I was just like, I played it cool, like just like, oh, happy to be here. Dude, some kid behind me, I don't know what happened. I was at the bar. It was like crowded. Some kid got the shit kicked out of him right behind us because he was mouthing off to somebody,
Yeah.
and the bouncer like threw him up against the wall, and he was just like messed up, and he like carried him out. I don't know what he did. I was like, Jesus
It's like I
Christ,
said,
where
man.
the hell was I?
Like I said earlier, it's not where you're from, it's where you're at, man. Don't open up your soup cooler in the wrong place, man, because you will fucking learn really, really
I learned.
fast.
I mean, I wasn't scared. I was actually more disappointed with the fact that I never went on a date with her again. I was like, damn it, I wish I knew where that was. I was like, shit. Everybody wants to know a good like after hours spot, when you're in the
My
city.
God. Some fucking stories, man. Oh, yeah. Man.
Crazy.
I was dating some chick in East LA, and it was just like went to a house party in East LA, and my boy, he had a really nice whip at the time. We drove it, and sure enough, man, we weren't even there fucking 15 minutes. They were breaking
Oh
into his
no.
shit. Oh, we had to run outside, and we were getting ready to fucking go off, and they took off and stuff like that, but they took his shit. Like it wasn't even. To this day, I still think she fucking set us up. She got on the phone and called somebody and shit. Oh man, like I said, man, it's just the places you end up being. You're like, why the fuck am I here? The things we do for trim.
Just the places you go when you're young, and sometimes you just don't
Bro.
even know any better.
Yeah, but there's usually some chick
You
behind
know.
it though, man. Come on, let's be real about it. There's always some chick behind it. We end up in some shithole because we're trying to get some trim. Let's fucking be real, man. It's
I
the
don't know.
reality.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I guess the story about South Philly. I guess that was all about her.
Yeah. Bro, you even said
I
you
mean,
didn't
I
get
wouldn't.
to go out on a date with her
I didn't.
again.
I didn't.
That's why I said I feel you, man. I get it. You just like the
You
shit
know
we
what
do. It's
though?
just like some chick
You,
behind it.
you know what? You know what? What kind of fun thing though? I actually got a couple of the free drinks at that bar. You know why?
That works. Why?
Because this dude would this would never happen except it was some dude like me in there. Because we were sitting there, and as we were sitting at the bar, it kept getting more crowded and more crowded.
Right.
And there's people literally, like, it's a typical bar, like people lining up behind you, trying to get to the bar, trying to get a drink. And there was this older lady standing behind us. She probably was like in her 60s or something like that. She
What
was
the
like a
fuck?
grandma. I swear to God, and she's sitting in white hair and everything like that. You know, she's this Italian lady or whatever. And here I am. I got up and I was like, "Ma'am, do you want to sit down?" And she was like, are you sure?" I'm like, "Please." I'm like 20 whatever. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Just sit down." I felt bad. Just this nice boy. What a nice young man, you know. And she literally pointed to when the bartender came over and she goes, "Hey, this guy's a real nice, he's a gentleman over here. He let me sit in his seat." And the bartender gave me 2 free beers.
Nice. See? It pays to be good sometimes, man.
I was like, shit,
Paid
you
off,
know,
man. You gave up your seat and fucking you ended up with 2 free beers. That's how it
you would
works.
have thought it. Hey, you would have
Yep.
thought it would got me some good cred with the girl I was with, but apparently it didn't.
No, apparently not. Because you didn't get
Apparently
to
meant
date her again after that.
apparently meant nothing.
Dude, I swear, like I said, I think to this day that chick set us up. Uh,
Maybe. You never know.
oh man,
Poor,
it sucked,
poor
dude.
Tori. She was wondering what she
She,
was going to talk about tonight. She had no idea it
so
was going to go in this
come
direction.
on,
I'm
Tori knows.
enjoying it. I'm
Yeah,
enjoying
Tori
it.
knows. She's watched the show enough to know that our conversations just go off the deep end.
Oh
Sometimes
my God.
you never know where
Any
we're gonna end up.
any crazy situations, Tori? Anything you can tell that your husband knows about and won't embarrass him?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We don't want to
Oh
get you in
my
trouble either.
god. Oh my god, me and him have, because like when we met in college, like it was, I don't want to say he's the one that introduced me to like the whole bar scene, but like I went to my
Mhm.
first bar with him, and like
Right.
I don't know, just because Kutztown is like a college town, that's where we met. That's where I went to school, Kutztown
Oh,
University.
Kutztown.
Yeah, I'm sure you've heard. I'm sure
Yeah.
you've heard. So there's a bar
Yes.
called Shorty's, and it's like
There's
underneath
always
the
a bar called
tavern.
Shorties.
But it's like a basement bar. It's like a dive
Mhm.
bar. Like you go down and it's like,
Those are the best.
oh my god! But it's everybody I ever knew that like went there regularly just always wound up in something. And I remember this one time, my fiance, like he had a buddy that worked as a bouncer there, and like college students are always trying to get in with fake IDs.
Yeah.
Well, he went for a whole year letting people in with like fake
Wow.
IDs. And then one day, like the boss actually called him and was like, "Okay, listen, I'm going to let you finish your shift. Do what you got to do, but after this you got to go. Like, I'm sorry. Like
Yeah,
I
man.
can't."
It's a steep
Surprised you let him
fine.
finish his shift.
Yeah, I was
Damn.
surprised that that's a steep ass fine because like you could get hemmed up, like you could actually get arrested and stuff like that. Because
Oh
I
yeah.
bartended for a long time, and if you're fucking given to underage drinkers as a bartender, you're gonna get. I've watched people
Yeah.
get picked up by the cops. Okay, right from a shift. I was like, holy shit! It's like my thing is that was the thing. You can get hemmed up pretty quick. So
Oh
he's
yeah.
lucky he was able
He
to
got
finish his
lucky.
shift. Like I wouldn't. Most people were like, you need to fucking go now.
Yeah, but I always remember that. Like, there's that Shorty's bar for you. If you know people in or around Kutztown, like chances are about Shorty's bar. Like it has a reputation. Like you have to go there once to experience it.
Right.
It's like nothing like it's like none of the places I've ever been in Philly. Let's just leave it at that. And it's a small town.
Right on. Yeah, those are the best, man.
Kutztown. My
We
God.
had a bar called the Sopwith Camel that we used to fucking hit up. That was absolutely awesome. Okay, and it was a complete
Where
dive.
was that?
This was in Rockland County of all places, and
Mm.
um, knew the bouncers and stuff like that, and used to get in there when I was underage, I was able to get in there, and then obviously I would hit it up. There was no space in that place whatsoever, but we knew the owners, we knew the bouncers and stuff like that, and we would just get in and have a fucking good time. Get in. There was fights in that place all the time, absolutely all the time. There was fights. Um, and it would get bad like quick. But the bouncers were pretty good. One of the bouncers was this dude that was like, he was this short fucking 5'5" jujitsu fucking master. Okay, and nobody fucked with him. And like if he got hands on with you, you really had to do something really egregious. It was usually some dude touching some chick's ass or something. And he saw it, and then he would get hemmed up. And this 5'5" dude would just be locking dudes up that were like 6 foot something in like no time flat, and put him in a position that they couldn't even do anything. He was just that good and stuff like that. But it was just a good times back in the day, man. There were good spots to go to, and like I said, this place was a fucking hole in the wall. They eventually sold it and turned into like a really nice bar, like lounge type thing. But then the novelty was gone, so nobody really showed up
Yeah.
to go there. It was like in the summers they would do okay, but like the Stop with Camel was packed every single Friday and Saturday night. Actually, every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then on some Sundays, during football season, like they would have wings and shit like that and everything, so you could go there and drink. But Thursday was ladies' night, and then Friday and Saturday was like, and they had a DJ in there that would play all types of different music. It wasn't anything like you could listen to anything, whatever it was that the DJ was playing. That's what you were listening to that night. But it was the best. It was the absolute
Oh my
best.
God.
What do you got going on in
Nina's
the
a
chat?
Nina's a mess.
What is she?
She's
What is she? What's going on in the chat? I see laughter.
I think she's reminding me about that other story that I told when you were talking about things we do for girls.
Oh yeah.
I went to go get some piercings.
Oh yeah. Let's not.
That was that was a Philly story. That was
That was a
South
Philly.
Street.
I know,
That was
God.
another South Street story. I went and I got my
Oh,
nipples pierced.
oh man, the things we do. It's just like, was it
For no
worth it in
reason
the end? At
whatsoever.
least it was at least worth it in the end.
No. Well, I still have them pierced. I never got them. I never got them taken
No.
out.
Yeah, but you know what I
So-
mean.
Oh, you mean did I
Yeah,
close?
Was
No,
it
I
at least
didn't
worth
close.
it in the end?
No,
Did
it
you?
wasn't
Did,
actually because she got. You know what? I ended up dumping her because she got really like psychotic.
Oh
Like
no.
a week or two later, she was like She was one of those. Was like, why didn't you
you
call me
pierced
back?
your nipples
I'm just like, oh, God.
after you went and got your nipples pierced.
And I was in grad school at the time. I was like, I don't have time for this shit.
Oh
I
my
don't have time
God.
for drama.
Oh God, Scott, bro. Oh man.
No one can. I will not say at the end of my life. I will not say that I haven't lived an interesting life.
I hear you, man. And
I've
that
had
is,
some
I will.
experiences
Yeah, man. I hear you, bro. I'm the same
and
way, man.
very little regret. I'll tell you that.
Uh,
Very few regret.
I listen. I did what I did when I did it. That's how I see it, because I wanted to do it at
Mhm.
the time. That's just how I see
Yep,
it, and
that
I
is.
live with
Would
no
I do it
regrets.
now?
You
No.
only live
Yeah,
once.
absolutely not. Yeah, absolutely
Yeah,
not. Some of the shit,
things I did in
some
my
of the shit I
20s and
did.
30s, I'd never do
Yeah.
now.
Oh God, no. God, and if you are doing it, it's just creepy.
Hell no.
I hear you, man. I hear you, man. That some of the places I've been and some of the things that I did, okay, not even trying to do it in my 50s. It's not happening. End up on a fucking episode of Taxi Cab Confessions on HBO.
Gosh,
OMG.
poor Tori.
Oh, I'm
Innocent
enjoying
little,
it.
innocent little Tori.
I know. We ruined Tori.
I've already been ruined.
Her husband will be like, never go on that podcast
Yes,
again.
like you are
Tori.
never hanging out with those two guys ever
Oh, he's
again.
supportive. Believe it or not.
Is he with you? Is he at least conservative in that sense and everything?
Oh, she froze.
Hello?
You froze up.
Did you freeze? Oh my
She
God!
did. She's frozen.
I
Yeah.
asked the best question and then
At
she's
the
gone just
right
like
time.
that.
Yeah, she'll be back.
You know what that was? That was her husband saying, "Log off now."
Now we hear Minnie Mouse.
What just happened?
I don't
I
know.
don't
You
know. We
froze
can't
up.
see you.
We can't see you. And we hear Scott's voice in fucking helium.
Are you still there, Tori?
Yeah, everything sounds weird.
Yeah, just go ahead
Wait,
and punch
am-
out.
Me punch out?
No, her. Punch out and come back
Oh,
in because like
I thought you said
both
that
Scott and
sounded
I are on
weird.
helium mode. Oh wow. There we
Me and
go.
Nina got peanut butter jelly time going in the chat.
Oh Jesus, I see that.
Peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly.
I see that.
Oh my god.
So
So
wait,
go
Tori,
ahead.
we were asking you, is your husband with you on the conservative side or not so much?
Depends.
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 issue by issue by issue.
Hold on, what?
I said issue by issue, like some things he's with you on and some things not so much.
For the most part.
Yeah.
He's a hippie. He's a hippie though, but he sees the bullshit in everything. So it's fun to
Okay. Well,
debate
there's
and
a lot of
talk.
bullshit out there, so yeah.
There's definitely a lot of bullshit.
There's a lot of bullshit on both sides. We'll be honest.
Oh,
Oh
100%.
yeah.
Definitely
Yeah,
on both
we
sides.
yeah,
But most of
100%.
it's
What
the
is going
Democrats.
on, Liberty? Good to see you, honey.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of bullshit on both sides. And you've watched the show long enough to know that Scott and I we don't pull any punches. We call balls and strikes on this show. That's the difference between us and them. You actually had a video uh and whatnot about, the difference between us and them is that we're not sheep. They are. We'll call our people out on their bullshit, but they won't with theirs. Did you hear all of that, Tori? Think she's having tech issues. Liberty, good to see
Maybe.
you, honey. Headed over to B&B shortly. We're almost out of here. 4 minutes. Wow, that time has gone by pretty damn quick.
Yeah. Are you
Didn't
still with
even
us,
realize
Tori?
it, man. Tori, you still with us?
Yeah, something's
Okay.
going on with the audio though.
No, we can hear you though. We got you right now. We got like 4 minutes left, so let's keep you going while we still got you. Just in case we have any more tech issues. I see the bananas are
Let's
still
try this
going.
again.
Oh my
I
God,
see the
Scott.
bananas go. Nina's got them going too.
Yeah, I know. I see the bananas are going. You guys are fucking spamming bananas. What the fuck?
It's peanut butter jelly time.
It's okay, Liberty. It's all good. You can always go back and watch it, when you have time and stuff like that. It was a pretty good show. Talked about
It's funny. We talked a lot
communism
about
early on,
alcohol. We
and we
talked
talked a
about
lot about
communism and then we
alcohol.
talked a lot alcohol.
Yeah, we talked about
Which honestly, that's
communism.
what communism drives you to.
To fucking drinking. You can't help it. Uh, Marxism will absolutely drive you to drink.
What does that
Uh,
say?
Rogue Nina
Scott,
says, but it's yeah.
what does she
Bananas
say?
is not code for Scott's Neos.
What does that mean?
Essentially your nipples, bro.
Is that what that means?
I
Neos?
guess. Because that's what she's been harping on. Your pierced nipples.
Hey, can we get peanut butter and jelly time from everybody?
Oh my God. Yeah, let's
Look at,
everybody
oh my
get,
God, Rumble, because Rumble just told me
Peanut butter
I
jelly
spammed
time.
them. Rumble just told me I put too many messages in the chat. Now I have to take a break.
yeah, yeah. What'd you say, Tori? Tori, we heard you there for a sec. Well, we definitely want to get her back so she could say, at least goodbye to everyone and whatnot. You got put in a timeout on Rumble for spamming.
I did. It looks like I'm back. I think because I hit more than like 5 or something like that, and it actually like blacked out. It
Oh,
said you've
okay.
said too many because it hits going click 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 click.
So Liberty asked, what was the first drink of alcohol that made you sick?
Sick. Oh, that was easy. That was vodka and punch.
Mine
Easy.
was mine was fucking Jack Daniels and Coke, and I was throwing up fucking Swedish meatballs for about 2 days. Not really 2 days, but that we were at a party. There were Swedish meatballs. There was pasta. It was all over the place because of JD and Coke. I still have a fucking bad relationship with Jack Daniels and Coke. I will not drink it. It's not happening. I will drink a White Russian though. One, because We had a.
What
You
about
missed Liberty. You missed the White Russian stories.
oh yeah, Liberty. You missed some good. You missed some good drinking stories, Liberty.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Mine
then
was
and
pre-mixed
then some dumb
tango.
stories when we weren't drinking.
I know some dumbass stories when we weren't drinking. Well, we should have been drinking.
Yeah. Wait, did you ever have a black Russian?
I have had
Because
Tori. We got
Something's
you.
going on with my mic. You guys sound like squeaky mice.
Yes, we heard that earlier.
we do. We
We
do
got the
normally sound
helium.
like that.
Yeah, we do sound like that
No,
usually.
like I'm tripping, or
It's
It's
is
all
there
okay.
right.
something going on with my
It's all right.
mic? Or
We're on the way out, so everybody can hear
I can
you
hear you
normally.
guys, but it's just like you guys. It sounds like I'm in Alvin and the Chipmunks.
It's okay.
Christmas time is here. Time for joy and time for tears.
Fucking Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Oh my god.
I want to know what that
Anyway,
sounded like to Tori.
oh God, I can only imagine. All right, Tori, let everybody know where they can find you because we're on our way out of here and whatnot. So you want to make sure we get you in and we can get you to say goodbye to everyone.
And we lost her again.
And we lost
Still
her again.
there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, we got you. We can hear you.
Did you hear? Yeah, we can hear you. Everybody can hear you.
Say goodbye to everybody. Nope, maybe not. She's just still laughing
Tori,
at
can
my
you hear
voice,
us,
I
honey?
think.
Tori, can you hear us? She's still laughing
can't-
because we sound like mice. All right, just don't worry about that. Just say goodbye to everybody. They can hear you normally.
Birthday of my life. I'm not even gonna lie. I wish every
It
year was
is.
like this.
Yes, it is. That's right. Today was your birthday. Holy shit. Completely forgot to say happy birthday to you. Okay. It is Tori's birthday today, fam. So make sure you
Yeah.
all give her a nice quick shout out and say happy birthday to her. There you go. So, there you go, Victoria. Some birthday balloons, a little bit of fireworks. A little magic, a little twinkle. All right, we got you. We got you taken care of tonight. There we go. It is Tori's birthday, fam. Make sure you're all wishing her a happy birthday and whatnot.
I'm gonna try something.
Well, we got to get going here, Tori. We got to get you to say goodbye to everyone, hon.
Well, there she goes again.
She's gone again.
She just
Let's
let that show you. It was Tori's birthday, and I remember asking her, and she chose to spend her birthday with us. That's how cool the show is.
That's how cool the show is to her. That she decided that she would take her birthday. I think it's her 31st birthday today. To come and hang with us on a Friday night. Rants on a Friday night. We had a fantastic conversation with her. We had some pretty good laughs and whatnot. So, Tori, can you hear us, honey? We want to get you back in so we can wish you a happy birthday, and then we gotta move out. We are going to be headed towards Bourbon and Beer, fam. I got it all set up already. We're just waiting for Tori.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna be there.
Yeah.
If you're looking for, I'll just say this: if you're looking for Tori, I know she's on Instagram, and I think she's still on TikTok.
Yeah.
Gratefully Awake with Tori, Tori. That's where you can find her.
That's better.
Can
Okay.
you hear us?
Yeah, that was really weird. Like your voices were squeaky and it was driving me insane.
Jesus Christ! Now you sound really echoey.
Yeah, no, that's all right. We're getting, but everybody's wishing you a happy birthday, hon.
Yeah, I was gonna say thank you, everybody.
So let everybody know where they can find you. We started telling everybody.
Oh yeah, I'm on Instagram. Right now I'm banned on TikTok.
Oh, banned on TikTok.
Of course.
I've been banned for like a month.
What's your handle on Instagram?
Gratefully Awake with Tori.
And she also has Gratefully Awake with Tori 2.0, which is her backup account, fam. Her links are
Mhm.
actually in the description, everyone. So make sure that if you're on Instagram, you're following her and whatnot. She always has some pretty good content on her page. And Tori, thank you so much for hanging with us tonight on your birthday. You could have been doing something else, and you
Thank you for
decided to
having
spend.
me. This has
y-
been enjoyable.
Good, and you were able to spend it with us. We appreciate that. Um, that actually means a lot to us that you took the time. You could have been doing anything else. You decided to hang with us.
Anytime. I'd love to do it again.
Absolutely, we'll
Oh,
definitely have
we'll
you back,
definitely have you
Tori.
back then.
Absolutely. All right, honey. We are gonna sign out here. All right.
Sounds good. You guys all be safe. Have a
All
great
right.
weekend.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
You too.
Have a
Can't
good
wait for
weekend.
movie night.
Oh, absolutely. Tomorrow's movie night. We're gonna get there. I'm gonna talk about that really quick right now too. All right. Have a good night, Tori.
All right.
Well, fam, gratefully awake Tori hanging with us tonight, giving us some input on her family and their exile from Cuba and whatnot. So that was a great conversation on Marxism. Uh, we got into hanging out in Philly, got into drinking. As you guys know, you never know where our conversation is going. Scott and I just never seem to stay on fucking target long enough as the
Sharing
night goes
stories.
on. Yeah, just sharing stories. It's all good. Tomorrow night, fam, is movie night. Okay. So after the Salty Dog Show, just head on to the Discord and come hang. It is Idiocracy is the movie that has won. So that's where we'll be, what do you call it? That's what we will be watching and whatnot. And hope to see you guys at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific for the Salty Dog Show. Never know who's going to show up and who's going to hang out. So just come and hang with us tomorrow. And then after that, be movie night. Red Day, what do you got, brother?
Nothing. I'm just glad the weekend's here. Wherever everybody is, just stay safe. Have a good weekend. And yeah, we'll see you on Monday.
Yep, definitely. And
Thanks
Monday is
for
going to be a
joining us.
great show.
Thanks for joining the chat tonight.
Yeah, Monday will be a great show. We got Anthony Hudson, who is working to get himself on the ballot to run for governor in the state of Michigan. He'll be on to, we will hear about his platform and whatnot. He's also, what do you call it, getting a rally slash march. I'm going to put it like that. Okay, together for Dearborn, Michigan for Tuesday the 18th. So he's going to talk about it with us. Blondie will be with us too. She was able to get him and lock him in for Monday, so that's good. And then she'll be able to talk about it on Wednesday, and I'm pretty sure she's gonna have some video and whatnot and everything, so that should be a good show. And then next Friday we have the Mexican Velma. uh that should be a good show as well. And then on
He's funny.
on Thanksgiving week we have that Monday we have
Big show.
Petty Crocker. We have a really good funny show. Petty Crocker will be with us. Claire Patriot will be with us, and Star Spangled Cow will be with us too. That should be a hilarious show. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of
Mhm.
laughter that night. And then that Wednesday will be the last show of the week. We will, what do you call it, have a Warrior Wednesday, and then everybody will get to enjoy Thanksgiving, and we'll be back on Monday, December 1st. And Monday, December 1st, the Girl Dad Official will be back along with, I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank because of the alcohol. So we have two guests for December 1st. He's coming on with someone that he linked up. Her name's Kayla, and for the life of me, I can't think of her handle on Instagram and whatnot and TikToks. It's just I'm drawing a blank. But
I don't
anyway, we
know.
got lined up. Yeah. So we're lined up. We'll be into December shortly, fam. We are headed to Bourbon and Beer now, guys. All right. Don't forget to pick up your Scars and Stripes coffee. Links are in the
Mhm.
description. You guys know where to go, and we're gonna be rating them in a second here. I'm just waiting for everything to link up, and the countdown is happening. Thank you all, everybody who was hanging with us tonight. It was a great show. We had a good time tonight. Had some good laughs, like we always do on Friday nights. It's pretty damn cool. So remember that I am the Big Red One Guy signing out, and remember that together and only together can we break the machine. God bless you all. God bless America. And I will see you all tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern, right before movie night. Have a good night and enjoy bourbon and beer.